I play to make the last pass, not just the final shot. I challenge those who say it's about me and not about we. I win when we all do. I connect at iHoops, the official youth basketball initiative of the NCAA and the NBA. Connect at ihoops.com.
And welcome everyone to Game 2 of our NBA doubleheader tonight on TNT from the Bay Area. It's all brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. The number 8 team right now in the Western Conference playoff race, the Portland Trail Blazers take on the Golden State Warriors. With Hall of Famer Doug Collins and Craig Sager, Kevin Harlan, a look now at our Taco Bell starting lineups. Doug, familiar names on both sides. Curry has been terrific, the rookie out of Davidson. The matchup you're going to watch initially, though, has the small forward Nicholas Batum against Monte Ellis of Golden State.
Yeah, we talked to Nate McMillan before the game, and he really wants to use the size of Nicholas Batum to bother Monte Ellis. Monte Ellis has missed the last 6 games. 12 days he's actually been out, so a little basketball rusty yesterday at practice, but they're hoping maybe Nicholas Batum's size can keep him out of the paint, and Monte Ellis is averaging 32 points a game in the 2 games against the Portland Trail Blazers. That'll be a real key matchup. Blazers tonight come into a place where they have not won since 2004. That's 9 consecutive losses. Portland comes in at 38-28 with 3 wins back of last year's pace. The Golden State Warriors, Doug, with the 3rd worst record in the NBA coming into tonight, 17-46. They lead the league in injuries and player games missed, and they only have 9 players, in fact, suited up tonight. As we got a quick drive by Andre Miller and a rebound taken off by Anthony Morrow. Marcus Camby is on this Portland Trail Blazer team. It was a trade made back in February with the Los Angeles Clippers. And here comes Curry for 3 and throws up an air ball. He is now in the Rookie of the Year discussion in the NBA is Steph Curry of Golden State. Now, Kevin, when you think of the tempo of this game, obviously the faster the better for Golden State. For Portland, they have been looking to push the ball a little bit more over the last 10 or 12 games, get some early offense. Tonight, they want to run for layups. Other than that, they want to go in the post, take advantage of their big guards here. Brandon Roy had a 37-point game the last time these 2 teams played. Here is LaMarcus Aldridge from outside. The rebound by Monte Ellis. And all Golden State wants to do is run back and forth up the court. And seduce you into quick jump shots. And there's Monte Ellis pulling up and knocking down that long jump shot. Again, Don Nelson said yesterday he wasn't concerned about his conditioning, more about that he's been rusty with being 12 days off with that injury. Here's Andre Miller outside. The Portland Trail Blazers, a season-high 10 games over 500, and inside it's Aldridge, and he was shoved a little bit in there. Corey Maggette, who has missed some time with the foul, that is the first on him. Well, nice job this time by Monte Ellis. He just pulls up. Nicholas Batum went underneath that screen, and good look that time by Ellis. But Kevin, as we watch the matchups of this game, you see it's a tough matchup for Corey Maggette to try to play against LaMarcus Aldridge. Well, on the flip side of that, Aldridge has got to try to play against the penetrating drives of Corey Maggette, who loves to get to the foul line. If Aldridge struggles in that matchup, they'll go small. They'll put Aldridge along the center, along the front line there, and they'll come in with a Martell Rep to the match small. But Nate McMillan would like to keep his big guys on the floor. There's Martell Webster on the bench, and his offense has been staggering just a bit. The Golden State Warriors are winless in the month of March. They've lost 17 of their last 21 games overall. And Corey Maggette picked up by Aldridge. Rebound taken by Marcus Camby, former defensive player of the year in the NBA. And what a great pickup for Portland. You lose Bisbilla and Oden to the injuries, and you find a way to get a Marcus Camby and really salvage your season and give you a chance to be successful in the playoffs. Here is Roy. He missed a handful of games. Since the All-Star break, the Blazers are 12-3. And Miller, a little bump into Curry, a tap-in try by Camby, and a rebound for a second time by Morrow. And Maggette handling hamstring problems and across the lane. And he finds Curry outside. Little mid-range jump shot for Steph Curry in his first 2. We saw the problems there. Maggette getting in the lane. That collapses the defense. That time Curry, the recipient of a nice little pass from Maggette for the easy jump shot. There's a Camby screen. Batum outside. Morrow trying to close.
You said something about the Portland offense, Doug. They've had to tweak it with the kind of personnel changes, the injuries they've had to go through.
Yeah, and now with Miller out there, with Brandon Roy, Gardner, Nicholas Batum, Camby, and Aldridge, they're looking to push the ball up the floor a little earlier, get into quicker offense. And if it's not there, give them more time to run their set offense, and that's going to be a problem tonight, just the size of Brandon Roy posting up against Monte Ellis. But tonight, Portland wants to be a little more selective in their running.
Look at the drive by Ellis. Offensive foul. Blazers, by the way, before that first hit by Roy, they'd have gone 0-5 for Coach Nate McMillan. Here's what you were talking about, Doug, in the comparison.
And 6-2 in that stretch. And, you know, Marcus Camby's been on this team for 8 games. Now, he's missed a couple games here and there with an injury to an ankle, but he really has been a godsend on that front line, gives him a rebounder and a shot blocker, something they desperately need in the Western Conference. And this is his shot. He loves to spot up and shoot that little open jump shot.
So Camby has started 0-2. That is off of the Golden State Warriors, and the Portland Trail Blazers will get it. Blazers coming off a win against Sacramento, although not a very impressive win, a win nonetheless. And Golden State coming off an 0-5 Southeast road swing where they played in places like Miami, Orlando, and found no wins in 5 games.
And they felt if they had Monte Ellis, they could have won possibly 4 of those games. One of the games was a blowout. The other 4 very close, just could not find a way to close.
This is Maggette, and he's watching Marcus Aldridge. The foul right there, and Aldridge will be at the free throw line with about 3 minutes gone. And Corey Maggette picks up the foul. That's the second on him. Doug, why don't you walk us through your keys tonight as we take a look at Don Nelson, the Warriors head coach.
Well, strength versus strength, what that means is the Warriors thrive on fast break points, points off turnovers are #1 in both those categories. Ironically, the Portland Trail Blazers are #3 defensively in both of those categories, so we'll see what wins out tonight. The backcourt battle we talked about, Roy being the key, 17 points in the loss, 37 in the win. And can the Blazer bigs impose their will on the small ball of the Golden State Warriors? The Warriors want to get you to match small, get into an up and down game, make it a fast-paced game, and in the 9 games that they've won here in a row, they've scored over 108 points in each of those games.
With the acceleration by Maggette, here comes Batum and Tolliver in his way with Miller, who 1 year led the NBA in assists. There's Camby, and that is a foul against the Golden State Warriors. Monte Ellis was right in the way with 8:43 to play here in the first quarter.
That's a good call, because you're going to see as Camby slides by, from that angle it's very difficult to see, but I had a pretty good angle. It looked like Monte Ellis slid over underneath him as he was up in the air.
Ellis picks up his second personal foul.
It's hard to see from that angle. It's a bang-bang play, but I thought that Billy Spooner got that call right. Now, obviously, a big blow there for the Golden State Warriors now, with Ellis picking up his second personal foul.
And Corey, too.
Corey Maggette has too. And so you can see the idea of the Portland Trail Blazers, get that ball in the paint and get to the free throw line.
Doug, how about a team like Portland, in desperate need of some size, having the depth and the parts to pull off the deal to get Camby at midseason?
Well, I was talking to Nate before the game, you and I said it was interesting. I thought their depth hurt them early because they couldn't keep everybody happy, trying to play all these different players. And then when their injuries came about, I thought their depth saved them. And then they got everybody healthy, and then I thought their depth enabled them to trade a Travis Alpern and Steve Blake to get a Marcus Camby. So their deep roster, I think, has been a blessing and a curse both this season.
We saw the free throw story over Batum with that length. There is Ellis. He hits the shot this time from outside.
But you want to make Ellis a jump shooter. Don't let him get into the paint. Don't let him get to that line 9 or 10 times and get your front line in foul trouble.
Ball working around the screen of Camby. They go inside. Miller couldn't find the handle. Here comes Steph Curry to the trailing Ellis. Into Batum. And Camby there to get it. Miller with a 2-on-1. Roy on one side, and Curry the long line of defense. Brandon Roy missed 14 of 15 games with a hamstring issue, and loses the ball out of bounds. His numbers since he has come back from that injury have not been as good as they were before the injury.
Well, I think that you know, they're playing a little different style. They're moving him around. This is Morrow doing what he does best, shooting that long jump shot. But He's setting more screens, more guys are getting involved, and they're trying to be less predictable. Billy Springer calls the carry on Andre Miller. They feel like it's going to help them in the playoffs, but when it's all said and done in a close game, somehow Brandon Roy's going to have his hands on that basketball.
He's not serving as a decoy.
No. If he did that, Nate would be over here broadcasting with me.
Morrow inside, Curry with the feed, Portland by the other way, 3 times down to the other end of the floor, and 3 lost trips with nothing to show, and the foul is going to go against LaMarcus Aldridge for the first time. With 7:24 to play in the first, we see a Portland lead of 1. And Tolliver out of Creighton will be at the free throw line, a former D-League kid who's played overseas. A look now at the upcoming national TV schedule. NBA TV tomorrow night, Denver at New Orleans, and Fan Night on NBA TV. Go to NBA.com/NBA TV. Vote now for the game you want to watch on Tuesday, March 16th. Voting ends tonight at midnight Eastern. ABC Showcase Game Sunday, 3 o'clock Eastern, Boston at Cleveland. And then ESPN on Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern, Detroit at Boston, and the Lakers right here in Oakland against the Golden State Warriors. That's all coming up on the NBA schedule. Here is Camby. Aldridge trying to lasso it and does, and Tolliver is right there. How has Don Nelson gotten this team to have any kind of credibility with the limited roster, with a ton of injuries and injuries to important players, yet Doug, they're rarely out of games.
Well, they can score. I mean, they got guys that can score. I mean, Kevin, they have 9 guys on this roster that have scored 25 or more in a game. That's the most of any team in the NBA. I mean, it's amazing. They've got 4 D-leaguers that have had 25 or more in a game.
Blazers have started 1 of 10. Look at the finish by Curry right down the lane. Steph Curry has put in 4, and Golden State leads by 3.
When Golden State won in here, they had 36 fast break points. When they lost, only 5.
Miller got it back. First year with the Portland Trail Blazers. He's bounced around a little bit, most recently with the Philadelphia 76ers.
See, they're not even guarding Marcus Camby at the top of the circle. A nice play that time by Aldridge to go back door. He just misses the little alley-oop shot.
Aldridge gets it, calls a timeout. That lob pass reminiscent of his days with the Denver Nuggets, where they used to lob it a lot all over the floor, and that time came from Camby.
And Camby likes the top of the floor, though. He started out here missing some shots. He's 0 for 3, so they're going to back off of him and make him make some jump shots. Golden State on a 6-0 run, and they lead by 3.
Wow, how'd this happen?
I told them if they shoveled, I let them use their new phones to talk to their friends as much as they want.
They can do that anyway. We've got the Verizon Wireless Family Share Plan with friends and family.
Yeah, well, they don't know that.
Looks cold.
It's freezing. I ain't going out there.
Hurry in and upgrade your family now to get a free phone like the Samsung Intensity or the LG Accolade. Plus, add a line for just $9.99. There's never been a better time to switch your family.
Burn myself.
Families can connect for less at Verizon.
With no extra charge, all-wheel drive, and electronic stability control, the new 2010 Chrysler 300 can sense when to follow the driver and when to take the lead. And the 300's multi-displacement system can sense when to deliver Hemi V8 power and when to offer V6 fuel efficiency. The new 2010 Chrysler 300, engineered to keep driver and car in perfect step.
It's Lobster Fest. The one time a year Red Lobster creates so many irresistible ways to treat yourself to lobster. Like our new wood-grilled lobster and shrimp with Parmesan scampi. Our succulent lobster lover's dream with both sweet Maine and buttery rock lobster tails. And 11 more choices, each served with a salad and our freshly baked Cheddar Bay biscuits. Come celebrate Lobster Fest right now at Red Lobster.
It gives you a chance to become the ultimate fan. It's the only place you'll find exclusive NBA gear. It's where you can actually put yourself in their shoes. It's the place where you can find your favorite player's jersey. It is the key to everything an NBA fan needs. It's one store, every team.
The NBA on TNT brought to you by Red Lobster. Discover so many new ways to treat yourself to lobster during Lobster Fest. Right now at Red Lobster. By the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. By Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Verizon, America's largest 3G network.
Welcome back to Golden State. The Warriors lead the Blazers by 3. Losing is never easy, particularly when you're just 7 wins away from becoming the all-time winningest coach in NBA history, as Don Nelson is. But tonight in his pregame press conference, he was quite emphatic. He has another year left on his contract, and he will be back to coach next season. Injuries have pressured Nelly into using 38 different starting lineups and 5 players from the D-League, but he's not lost his sense of humor. He told me he was named Coach of the Year. I said, what year? He said, this year. I'm the D-League Coach of the Year. Kevin?
Thank you, Craig. He is in his 31st season coaching the NBA as Don Nelson. Doesn't look over 70. Looks terrific still, and I guess, as Craig was just saying, has the juices to continue whether he gets the record this season or not.
Yeah, he had some health issues early in the year. I think he struggled with pneumonia, missed some games, and but he looks good. Nelly does. Looks like he's lost some weight. He always battles his weight. I think he's one of those nervous eaters during the season. And
who isn't?
But his weight looks. Well, it doesn't have to be the season for you. I mean, off season, in the season, whatever for you, Kev.
Curry just picked up his first personal foul. No team has called up more than the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs this season from the D-League, which has proven to be a nice source of getting some extra guys to fill in the gaps.
And really, it's hard to find big guys in the D-League. Normally, your better big guys are going to be in the NBA. You can go down and find guards and small forwards and stuff, and Nelly has done that. So he's picked up Tolliver and Chris Hunter to come in and try to help that front line. But the health of that front line, the guys that are hurt, Brandon Wright, Andrus Biedrich, who was just out with abdominal surgery, Anthony Randolph, those are going to be your key guys as you go forward to how good this Golden State franchise is going to be able to be.
Well, I told you before, they've got 9 players suited up tonight. That's 50% of the games this year. They've had 9 or less, with a nice finger roll from Duke's Corey Maggette, who has started 1 of 3. On the other end, the Portland Trailblazers with an offensive foul right there against Andre Miller. Doug, the Portland Trailblazers have started 1 of 11 with 5 turnovers to start this game for Coach Nate McMillan.
Well, it does not bode well because right now they're impatient offensively, and that's exactly what Golden State wants you to do. They want you to come down and get in a hurry. That time Andre Miller had nowhere to go, pull that ball out, and let LaMarcus Aldridge catch that ball in the post and go to work.
And this is Tolliver. And bats it out to Curry, and unguarded 3. Aldridge, he throws it away. Maggette gets it down.
Steals, points off turnovers, forced turnovers. That's how Golden State really attacks you here in the open court. And a very sloppy start for Portland. That's their 6th turnover.
Go inside, Roy was hounded as he tried to make that move across the lane. Morrow picks it right up. He picks up his first personal foul.
Points off turnovers, when you look at the 2 games, that has been the huge difference in the Golden State win. Kevin, they outscored them 32-10 points off turnovers. In the loss, they were outscored 23-12. So big differential. And this, if you just want to look at some of the things tonight, the 3-point line and the wins and losses, the fast break points, the points off turnovers. This is when the Warriors won big on the left, and this is when the Portland Trailblazers were ever to win on January 2nd. So those are going to be critical numbers as we watch tonight's game.
Eleven of those Blazer points, by the way, have come at the free throw line. 9 of the 11 have come at the free throw line. And here is Roy going the other way. There have been some defensive issues, too, for this Portland Trailblazers team, haven't there, Doug?
Well, I think inconsistency. A lot of it is injury trades. A lot of the things that we've talked about that Golden State has gone through with injuries.
And Miller diving inside, working on Tolliver.
That's the quick hits that they want to get with Andre Miller. You've seen it back-to-back now. Andre Miller with the layup, and Brandon Roy. That's the quick attack that we've seen from Portland over the last 12 games.
6-0 run, little 6-0 run. Stopped right there. That's Corey Maggette from outside. He's been part of the injured players here. He's been all over the league, and this style, I guess, fits him to a degree. He likes to get up and run up and down the floor, huh?
Oh, I have beautifully. I mean, here's once again Andre Miller attacking the rim. You can see they got one thing on their mind: no jump shots. Drive that ball to the basket. Maggette has 2 fouls, as does Monte Ellis. Don't shoot jump shots.
And if you're Portland defending Golden State, what? Stay in front of the dribble.
Guard the driver, keep him out of the paint, make him shoot jump shots just like that, rebound the ball, and then push. But you got to play great individual defense when you play Golden State, because they spread you out and they try to all beat you off the drive.
And then stay disciplined on offense so you don't get lured into playing that style like you mentioned before.
Exactly, and this is what they're going to do, go in the post here and let Andre Miller go to work. This is going to be a defensive 3 on Anthony Tolliver.
There's the block moments ago.
That's what Camby does. He's 4th in the NBA and rebounding, 5th in shot blocking, and it triggers, that's a defense creating offense.
Aldridge and Andre Miller will check out, and they're going to bring in Martell Webster and Rudy Fernandez. And this is Brandon Roy at the free throw line, the 3-time All-Star, former Rookie of the Year in the NBA, and 9-2 Blazer run right now.
And see, this is a better matchup because now Martell Webster can match up against Corey Maggette, and that's a good matchup. You've also got Batum who can play Maggette, so now you've got more of a small ball attack. Martell Webster coming off his best game in about 12 games of the night. He had 11 points off the bench. He really has slumped here lately as Rudy Fernandez has come back from injury and Batum.
C.J. Watson is checked in for the first time, the former Tennessee Volunteer guard who's played overseas and had a nice little run here in Golden State in the NBA after going undrafted. Monte Ellis by Fernandez, knocked away inside by Webster. At the other end is Roy over Watson.
Well, once again, we see defense creating offense. We've seen 2 block shots that have led to runouts, one by Brandon Roy, the other one by Andre Miller.
Roy's got 9, had 19 the other night against the Sacramento Kings. Tolliver the screen. Ellis drills it inside to Maggette. Tolliver. Team got a hand on it. Tolliver stuck right with it. How do you coach against small ball, especially when you believe in just your standard regular way of playing the game?
Well, you can't allow the fact that getting beat off the drive a couple times, you think you got to get all your big guys out of the game. As Roy misses the long jump shot, you've got to be able to pound that ball inside. When you play small ball, it's a very pretty game because you can spread the floor, guys can penetrate, most guys can shoot and handle the ball. When you put big guys out there, sometimes it uglies up the game a little bit, but the power is what you have to have, and you can't go away from that when you play against a small team.
Good point. Blazers on top by 1. Late first quarter from Oakland.
With no extra charge, all-wheel drive, and electronic stability control, the new 2010 Chrysler 300 can sense when to follow the driver and when to take the lead. And the 300's multi-displacement system can sense when to deliver Hemi V8 power and when to offer V6 fuel efficiency. The new 2010 Chrysler 300, engineered to keep driver and car in perfect step.
One out away from a perfect game.
You ready to battle? Because this year, 2K Sports is up in the ante with a little challenge. Be the first to pitch a perfect game in Major League Baseball 2K10, and you can win $1 million. Seriously, that's a whole lot of cheese. And I'm going deep. Good luck, you're gonna need it. It's a lot of dough, it's a lot of greenbacks, it's a lot of money. Rated E for everyone.
Uncover the drama of Bones, weeknights at 7, only on TNT.
We're not going to tolerate gang violence anymore.
You have been hiding behind him for years.
Hang up and call 911.
All new Southland, Tuesday at 10, only on TNT.
To get help with his marketing, Dr. Gallagher is meeting with a lot of sales reps. Dr. Madison took one meeting with her Dex One marketing consultant and got an integrated marketing plan powered by internet search engines, print directories, her own unique online presence, and mobile search. A room full of patients or a room full of sales reps? It's your call. Your business can get all this by calling this 1-877-4DEX now.
Xfinity presents your first chance to rent New Moon.
Have you ever had a secret you couldn't tell anyone?
You've
killed people, James.
We only kill what we're trying to protect you from. Vampires.
After renting the movie, enjoy exclusive behind-the-scenes commentary.
The I love you. Should we give the game away about that line? It's a little bit of a sneaky cheat.
Watch the latest movies. Find them here in your on-demand menu. Watch anytime with Xfinity from Comcast.
It's been over 5 years since the Trailblazers won here at Oracle Arena in Oakland. The last win was 78-75 back on November 3rd, 2004. The streak has reached 9 consecutive games, and only Joel Prisbilla, who is injured and not here, is currently still with this Portland Trailblazer team. Mike Montgomery was the coach of the Golden State Warriors, and let's go back to some of the struggles they've had over that time since 04 till now here in this building.
Well, just look at some of the things we talked about: fast break points, points in the paint, points off turnovers. Those are all the strengths of the Golden State Warriors, especially at home. And the scoring margin, as I said before, Golden State has scored at least 108 points in all 9 of those games.
Jared Bayless has come in for Nicholas Batum. That's the change for the Portland Trailblazers. Corey Maggette into Tolliver. Nice feed. And there's this kid Tolliver. Anthony Tolliver getting the start tonight. It's the 38th different lineup for this ball club. That's a loss. That is a lot of change. Boy, he's had a good start. And working into the defense of Monte Ellis, who picks up number 3. Third foul on Ellis.
It's well executed play. Watch Tolliver come over and set this little back screen for Watson. And you got caught peeking on that. That was Marcus Camby. Looked like he was maybe going to try to help a little bit as they've thrown the ball out to the top. And Tolliver does what they're supposed to do. He slips that screen. I used to run that in my offense. That was a POW screen for me with a big screen down on the small and then slip. Usually the first time you get the screen and then the next time you get the slip. At that time, Tolliver did a nice job reading that play out of the timeout. Don Nelson, I'm sure, drew that up.
Roy and Miller have the last 13 points for the Portland Trailblazers. And Morrow the last to touch it. It'll be the Portland Trailblazers ball. They've split the season series, Doug, this year. The 2 previous games, each team winning at home this season, with a look at Monte Ellis, the number 6 scorer coming into tonight in the NBA.
Well, sometimes when you're rusty, you get fouls. And I think that's what happened here early in this game. Got caught in one situation on an offensive foul. The last time, a little bump on Brandon Roy, who just goes up and got a little soft floater in the lane that he knows so well. He loves to isolate at the top of the circle.
12 points in 10 minutes for Seattle's Brandon Roy. A little foul there on Bayless, working on Curry. And Bayless picks up his first personal foul. They're going to have Watson inbound across the way. Curry had just come in for Monte Ellis, who has missed the last 6 games for Coach Don Nelson with that bad back. Since he has a small hole at the bottom of his spine, causes a lot of back issues ever since high school in Mississippi. Watson, Tolliver, good looking rebound. Corey Maggette uncovered. Another offensive rebound. Curry to Watson. Tolliver for 3. Let the big man fire from outside. He is the lone son in a family of 7. That means 6 sisters. They gave him a lot of challenges on the floor over the years. They've got some toughness there. Rudy Fernandez. A switch on defense. Now Morrow goes on Martell Webster. Camby uncovered and not blocked out. Camby with 4 points and 6 rebounds. Maggette was hounded on the play and hit pretty hard at the 49-second mark of this first quarter as we see our first appearance from the veteran Juwan Howard. Roy picks up his 2nd foul for Portland.
Well, Nate McMillan is not happy right now with the way his team is defensively rebounding that ball. Last possession, gave up 3 shots until Tolliver knocked down that long 3, and then Tolliver made a beautiful pass to Corey Maggette. He was being fronted in the post. He floated right over the defender, and Corey Maggette, one of the best in the NBA getting to the free throw line, averages almost 7 points a game at the free throw line. And so that's one of the reasons why you've got to do a good job on guarding him. 4th most made per game this season, behind, how about these 3 guys? Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and LeBron James. Number 4, Corey Maggette. That's how efficient he is getting to the line and scoring.
Batum is in for Roy. Howard, as we mentioned before in the game, taking the place of Camby. Boy, Howard really bailed this team out, didn't he?
He sure did.
All the injuries they've had. Rudy Fernandez for 3. Missed it all. Shot clock at 4. Bayless knows it. Over Curry for the triple. Good hit by Jared Bayless. He played a year at Arizona.
You can see Bayless. He's up the floor, and he's going to try to make Curry work. I mean, Curry's going to play a ton of minutes tonight, and they're going to try to get, make him use a lot of energy, maybe try to wear him down. He's played a lot of minutes this year. He's played in every ball game.
C.J. Watson and Maggette picked up by Marcel Webster.
There we go again.
Fernandez came over to help on defense, and the foul goes on the Blazers. Webster was reaching in on the play. And 5.6 to play, and Webster will pick up his first.
Don Nelson's run this play through the years, a little isolation at the elbow area, and just let his guy attack, and Corey Maggette is going to draw contact, Kevin. One thing he's going to do is when he goes up, he's got that strong body, and he's a very difficult guy to referee because in most every shot he takes, there's some kind of contact. Is he creating it, or is the defense? See Corey Maggette's numbers, how good they are as a starter, and they missed him. He was out with a hamstring, actually went and got a little special treatment. He got back a little bit sooner, came back actually 2 games earlier than they thought he would.
Bayless found the double. Watson will fire to end the first quarter. Doug, we had 9 lead changes in that first quarter.
Well, Golden State, we know they're going to be competitive. They're going to be able to score. And if you're the Portland Trailblazers, you're going to match them here tonight. And they've done that. 28-all at the end of the first.
Energy drink for your feet. With ZigTech, I get more train, less pain.
Mark, we have teams on both coasts that are interested, but Milos only wants to play for Dallas. Milos really wants to play for Brussels. Milos only wants to play for Shanghai. Buenos Aires. Frankfurt.
Milos really wants to play for Rome.
How's your Japanese?
We know why you fly. We're American Airlines. Fly American to Beijing, nonstop from Chicago.
To all the happiness and luck that life can hold, and at the end of your rainbow, a pot of gold. Happy St. Paddy's Day from Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
Now on Blu-ray and DVD, the brothers are back.
Let's do some gratuitous violence.
The sequel improves on everything that made the first film great. The Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day, now on Blu-ray and DVD.
With no extra charge, all-wheel drive and electronic stability control, the new 2010 Chrysler 300 can sense when to follow the driver and when to take the lead. And the 300's multi-displacement system can sense when to deliver Hemi V8 power and when to offer V6 fuel efficiency. The new 2010 Chrysler 300, engineered to keep driver and car in perfect step.
Think you've seen it all at lunch? It's time to unthink.
Get a grip on the new KFC boneless filet, our meatiest piece of boneless chicken ever, with a side, biscuit, and drink for just $5. Unthink and taste the unbucket side of KFC.
Search for a car at autotrader.com and we'll send you the largest selection of cars anywhere. So you can narrow it down by model, color, and price. That way you always find exactly what you want. autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
Well, hey, glad I caught you. I was on my way to present ideas about all the discounts we're offering. I've got some catchphrases that'll make these savings even more memorable.
All right. Good driver discounts. Now that's the stuff.
How about this?
They're the bee's knees.
Or this?
Sir, how about just 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance?
Yeah. Good luck with that catching on.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, after one quarter, the score is tied at 28, and it's time for the Lincoln Coach's Corner. I'm here with Nate McMillan, and a tie score, but are you happy with the way your team's playing?
No, I think we have about 6 or 7 turnovers in this first quarter, and that's the one thing you can't do is give these guys extra bullets, and they've gotten a couple of offensive rebounds, so we got to do a better job there.
Monty Ellis and Corey Maggette each picked up 2 fouls early in the game. With them being in foul trouble, do you attack those positions or do you stay with your game plan?
Well, I didn't think we recognized that early enough. We had an opportunity when they did have 2 fouls to go at those guys, and we turned the ball over a couple of times. So we just got to be patient, pound the ball inside, and then spread the floor and attack them.
Thanks, Nate. Let's go back to Kevin.
Greg, thank you. There is a Maggette hit. Doug, the bigs of the Portland Trailblazers have not yet put their fingerprints on this game against a smaller Golden State team.
Well, let's see if they go into Aldridge out of this timeout. Nate McMillan was not happy with their patience. Another poor pass by Bayless. It's going to be a 20-second timeout to Nate McMillan, but sloppy play. 8 turnovers in that first quarter by the Portland Trailblazers that enabled the Golden State Warriors to get up 24 shots.
So 8 field goals and 8 turnovers so far for the Portland Trailblazers, and some of the numbers through one quarter of play. 8 turnovers by that team, and they turn over the third least amount of anybody in the NBA.
But see, if you see something though, the thing is they're getting to the foul line, 13 free throws, okay? So they're going to wear you down. 14 second chance points. They actually have more fast break points. So I think if you're Nate McMillan, you're disappointed in the turnovers, knowing that if you take care of the ball, you're going to be able to score, either get a high percentage shot or get an offensive rebound or get to the foul line. So, you know, those turnovers when you're playing at that kind of efficiency really are costly.
And as you said, you want to wear down Golden State over the course of the game.
Exactly right, and that's why I think you're going to find out of this timeout here. 11 seconds to go. Let's see if they can get that ball into LaMarcus Aldridge in that post against Chris Hunter.
Aldridge, Howard, Webster, Bayless, Fernandez with the inbound, and here it goes to Howard. He's picked up by Corey Maggette, playing with a couple of fouls. There you go.
That's a good play, though. With Maggette having 2 fouls and Monte Ellis already having 3, Maggette's going to stay away from that 3rd foul. That's a nice play by Nate McMillan to go at Maggette.
Chris Hunter is coming for the first time now at the center position for the Golden State Warriors. Turioff not playing tonight because of an injury, his 31st missed game, as LaMarcus Aldridge picks up his first personal foul. Make it 2nd.
Juwan Howard, you talked about a while ago, Kevin, about what an asset he has been to this team. With all the injuries to Odin and Prisbilla before Camby came on board, they had Dante Cunningham and Jeff Pendergraft, both rookies, that they were using in their lineup.
Reggie Williams on a VMI came off the D-League roster at 28 the other night and puts in a nice long 2 right there. He led college basketball, Doug, for 2 consecutive seasons in scoring.
I think when you put on that Golden State jersey, you can score. I mean, it's amazing.
Everybody does. What'd you say, 9 guys?
9 guys, 25 or more points, and more than any team in the NBA. The next best is 7.
That's amazing. Howard right there for 2 with a nice little spin, and his first 2 tonight. How you gauging the tempo so far? I know that was one of your keys.
Well, I think it's a good tempo from Portland. It's not an up and down game. It's a high scoring game, but it's not what I call an up and down game. Now, that's another thing, the offensive rebound. That's what Nate McMillan was talking about. Turnovers and offensive rebounds have given Golden State more opportunities at the basket.
6th offensive rebound for the Golden State Warriors.
Well, you can see they're going right back to Juwan Howard. He scored 2 times in a row. This time a nice little drop-off pass, and Bayless is going to score on that baseline and get fouled by Hunter. So go through the post 3 straight times to Juwan Howard. He scores 2 times in a row, and then he gets the assist for a possible 3-point play. Going right at Corey Maggette. Nice little handoff. And what I like about that, Kevin, he posted up high enough. There was plenty of room on that baseline for Bayless to make that cut. You see it a lot with the Lakers in their triangle offense, how they use those baseline cuts. And that time you saw Bayless with a beautiful little move that time off of Juwan Howard.
So far, the bench points in favor of Portland, 10-2. Of course, with only 9 players suited up tonight for Golden State. Trying to get the most out of these guys. It's going to be something to watch. Maggette, Bayless defending. There's Martell Webster.
Went to a little soft 3-2 zone there, just trying to keep Golden State out of the paint.
And here is Aldridge. 0 of 3.
I think they got the memo. Get the ball in the post.
Right. Huddle defending.
It's a weak shot that time by Aldridge. Just a fading jump shot. He's now 0 of 4.
Yeah. Curry on the fly. Curry had a spectacular month of January. He was the Western Conference Rookie of the Month, and he was even better, Doug, in the month of February. Over 20 points and just outstanding shooting.
Well, he weighs 180 pounds, and he's such a hard worker. Reading all the articles in the paper today, he gets back at the practice facility at 11 o'clock at night, gets up 400 or 500 shots with one of his buddies every single night. I mean, the kid loves to play. He wants to get better. And you know, normally at this stage of a career, you would say, at this of the season, and then playing this many minutes, you'd say get your rest, but obviously it's not affecting. You see what his numbers are, and a big part of that is he's really played point guard over the last 25, 30 games. That's when he's really made his move.
Defending Aldridge. So you think they've made the decision then that this is going to be their point guard, which now begs the question, what happens to Monte Ellis, this prolific scorer?
Well, I think the question is going to be, are they going to be able to, you know, play in the backcourt as two small guards? I mean, he's going to be their point guard, so I mean, they're going to have a lot of decisions to make in the offseason. Obviously, Monte Ellis has a lot of value in this league because he's one of the premier scorers, but that's what the Golden State brass are going to have to decide in this offseason.
Reggie Williams. He's come off the bench, hit a couple. That was a triple. This guy's he was undrafted in 08 out of VMI. Played in France, played in the D-League. He was signed on a 10-day contract. Earlier this month, that contract is winding down in the number of days it has left.
Reggie Williams coming off a 28-point game, 10 of 16 against New Orleans the other night, and a 135-131 loss.
Golden State this quarter has gone 5 of 7, and Steph Curry, one of the best scoring rookies in the NBA, the son of the 16-year NBA veteran Del Curry, showing some nice stroke movement there like his dad used to use for all those years. Great shooting years in the league.
Flame broiled and more meat than that fried double cheeseburger from McDonald's. We call it being better. And if you add fries and a drink, well, it's better than better. Double cheeseburger now just $1 only at Burger King.
Critics are calling Brooklyn's finest an absolute triumph.
You want it undercover? You got it.
With razor-sharp intensity and powerhouse performances.
Look me in the eye.
Look this out. Brooklyn's finest. Rated R. Now playing.
Take signature styling, plus smart notifications, plus the ability to merge your Facebook events, Outlook, and family calendars into one calendar, plus 8 more gigs of memory, plus an app that makes the phone a mobile hotspot for up to 5 devices, plus the network with the most 3G coverage. And what you have is the Palm Pre Plus. And right now, buy a 3G smartphone and get a second one free, including the Palm Pre Plus for $149.99 or the Palm Pixie Plus for $79.99 at Verizon.
We speak car, sure, but do we speak hybrid? Yes, we do. And we can say 700 miles on a single tank and EPA estimated 41 mpg city. And all the words stick because they're true. We speak the most fuel-efficient midsize sedan in America. Yes, we speak car, and apparently quite well. Fusion is now Motor Trend's 2010 Car of the Year. Get in and drive one.
Every game's different. Different stages. Different lineups. Different focus. About the only thing that isn't different is that every game begins with Spalding. The official ball of the NBA for over 25 years.
Tomorrow on TNT.
What you need is a break. And I'm here to give it to you.
Winner of 2 Academy Awards. Dreamgirls, starting tomorrow at 9 on TNT.
Get more Meet the Browns, starting Wednesday at 8 on TBS. Very funny.
It's just a matter of, continuing to get confidence out there, learning, the ups and downs of the NBA season and trying to stay as, consistent as possible. I'm getting a lot of minutes, trying to take care of my body so that I can, perform at a high level for those amount of minutes that I'm getting. And, I haven't hit the rookie wall or anything like that, so I'm just continuing to, allow me to continue to get better and just keep pushing towards the end of the season.
insatiable appetite to work harder at his game, and something I'm sure he's done for his entire life, shooting by himself. Probably you hear that imaginary announcer in your head, oh, here's a last-second shot by, it's what a great kid he's been so far in the league.
Now, great players have vivid imaginations, as we see Rudy Fernandez knocking down the three, and you get in the gym, Kevin, and you just visualize the game. You visualize certain guys guarding you, shots you want to make, moves you want to make, and then you get in the game and the pace picks up, and you feel like you've already made those kind of moves in practice.
And Watson from outside. Fernandez was watching him. Golden State with the 41 points right now over the 38 of the Portland Trail Blazers. Golden State 50% from the field, and the Blazers at 43%. Golden State has scored 24 points in the last 7 minutes. Going back to the late stages of the first quarter, Roy is back in the game. Fernandez for three. This rebound offensively by Juwan Howard. Reggie Williams saves it. Maggette, Watson, Maggette on a 3-on-1.
Terrific hustle play that time by Reggie Williams. It looked like that ball was going to be out of bounds, and he deflected it, saved it in, gave it to his team. So a couple points off a turnover there. Just great hustle by Reggie Williams.
Williams defending Roy right there. 7:20 to play here in the second quarter. A lot of hustle here. I mentioned before that he is on the last hours of a 10-day contract, and Craig, I know you've been doing some working into the situation. If he's going to stick with this team, what have you found out?
Well, he's very excited about playing his first home game because he was called up from the D-League on that road trip. And in fact, he was so excited, he went to Don Nelson and told him how happy he was. And Coach Nelson said, hey, don't worry, you're going to be around. I'm going to re-sign you for your 10-day contract tomorrow. Then we'll see what happens after that, because you can only sign a player for 2 10-day contracts or for the rest of the year. And with all the injuries and all, who knows where his season will finish out. But Don Nelson says he loves the kid. He definitely has a future in this league, and he hopes it's going to be here with Golden State next year.
Good stuff, Craig. Well, he's put some stuff on tape. Doug, if it's not Golden State, might be another team in the NBA.
There are 30 teams. Well, I used to always tell young players, all you have to do is have one like you. Not everybody has to like you, just one. If you do, you got a chance to stay in this league for a long time.
Tolliver has come back in the game for the Golden State Warriors in place of Corey Maggette, and that is Juwan Howard again continuing to help this team. He's played for so many teams in the league. He's always had his niche on each of those teams, helped him in a certain way. And Howard has come off the bench, Doug, and gone 3 of 3.
It's a real mentor to Dante Cunningham and Jeff Pendergraft.
That's a good point.
They just love having him around.
Reggie Williams. He's gone 3 of 3 with a couple of triples, and he's got 8. A lot to prove, and given the green light every time he touches the ball. Nice screen by Roy. Fernandez fanning on the triple, picked up by Tolliver. Here comes Curry. 3 of 7 over Miller. Fernandez the board. Golden State now in this quarter 8 of 11. Miller. Not a fast break point guard on a team that I guess, I mean, how is he fitting on this Portland team, have you seen?
Well, they're finding their place here for him. Actually, Nate thought he was going to be a great guy to have for the second unit, because the second unit was going to be a running team, and they were never healthy enough for that to happen. So now in the starting lineup, they're getting used to him and what he brings. He loves to throw the ball ahead on the break. Andre Miller, a lot like Jason Kidd does. A lot of point guards will hold on to that ball to make the pass where they can get the assist. So what he does, will change of pace. And he's very strong. He likes to play foul line and under. Not a jump shooter, not a three-point shooter, but nice little change of pace there, and a nice little strong finish against Steph Curry.
Miller's got 7.
Live up.
Repo Man, rated R.
I'm a shrimp blogger. I've traveled the globe to find the perfect prawn. So when I found out Taco Bell had Pacific shrimp tacos with 6 succulent marinated shrimp, I had to try one immediately. The new Pacific shrimp taco, only at Taco Bell.
Okay, so every truck out there is trying to spin, bend, slice the stats their way. They're claiming the best this, the highest that, the most of something else, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. Look, here's the most important stat of all. For the 33rd straight year, more people put their hard-earned money on a Ford F-Series pickup than any other truck. Ford F-150, Ford Super Duty, the best-selling truck for 33 years.
I'm Mark, and this is my wife, Donna. 2 new Toyotas. That's what we're looking at for this weekend.
Your loyalty has helped make us the #1 car brand in America. So we're offering you our biggest thank you ever. Right now, you can get some of our best deals. See your Toyota dealer and get 0% APR financing for an amazing 60 months on 8 of your favorite Toyota models. Or choose $2,500 cash back on the new 2010 Tundra.
This is Greg Wentworth at Wilsonville Chevrolet. For years, we've had fun with the big backyard. Our 4.5 acres behind the showroom. But we've never changed what we're really all about.
Cars, people. We sell cars, people.
We're here to sell cars, people.
Cars, people. The backyard's full of cars.
4.5 acres of Chevy cars and trucks. It's what we do, it's who we are. Wilsonville Chevrolet, the dealer with the big backyard.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by Ford Fusion. The 2010 Fusion is now Motor Trend's Car of the Year. Get in and drive one. And by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
San Francisco. The Warriors' Stephen Curry is involved in the community, and the Warriors rookie recently joined more than 1,500 members of the NBA family, including fans and current former NBA and WNBA players, for the annual NBA Cares All-Star Day of Service. He helped the students from Dallas's Burnett Elementary School put their artistic skills to work to give the school a much-needed facelift with a special assist from league partners, HP and Best Buy. The NBA, where caring happens, even in your neighborhood. 5.5 to play here in the first half of play, and 12 points from Brandon Roy. Doug leading the Portland Trail Blazers. Miller inside on Watson, out of bounds. Shot clock at 14. Here's Brandon Roy. What kind of motor does he have as you try to assess him against some of the better players, the other all-stars, Doug, in the NBA?
Well, the one thing when you look at Portland's starting team, they don't have great personality. They're not a real high energy group of guys. Brandon Roy's a smooth player. Andre Miller, LaMarcus Aldridge, is a little floating jump shot by Roy. Roy plays at a great pace, though. He's a guy that you can play with because he doesn't get into a hurry. You know where to get, find the open area. But they're not I wouldn't consider Portland a real high energy team, especially their starting group.
Tolliver fans. Howard comes up with the rebound. And Roy has gone through his share of injuries, hasn't he, over the kid?
You can see what they're doing, just trying to get that ball in the paint and then go to work on the offensive boards. Marcus Camby now 1 of 5, Aldridge 0 of 5. The two starting big men 1 of 10.
C.J. Watson for 3. Tolliver against Camby. He'll go to the line. Camby picks up the foul. That's the first on Marcus. He's seen his many stops around the NBA. Toronto, the Knicks, Denver, and most recently the Los Angeles Clippers. Hey fans, be there live for all the action. Go to NBA.com/tickets now. You can reserve your seats to see your favorite NBA team take the court. The NBA, where memories happen. Here we are in Golden State and Oakland, California, 17-win season. And you look around this building, virtually every seat is filled. Some of the best fans in the league. And we saw this 3 years ago when they upset as an 8th seed, the #1 seed Dallas Mavericks. Some of the best NBA basketball fans in the entire country.
No question. They love their Warriors, and they love the exciting style they play. They just want to see them get healthy to see what they could possibly do. And there's Roy once again in that lane. So we've talked about the matchup. We said the key matchup for Portland going into tonight's game is going to be Brandon Roy In the win, he had 37 points on 16 shots. In the loss, he had 17 points on 17 shots. Getting to the free throw line tonight, Kevin, in that game that he scored 37 points, he was 12 of 14 from the line, 12 of 16 from the field. So very, very efficient shooting. And in the other game, he really struggled. And in fact, in that January 2nd win, LaMarcus Aldridge did not play in that game. He had an ankle injury.
Reggie Williams just picked up his 3rd personal foul for the Warriors, who have Devin George on the floor, Curry, Tolliver, C.J. Watson, and Reggie Williams. In other words, they've got 3 D-League guys. One guy has won 3 championships with the Los Angeles Lakers, who's bounced around a little bit, came from Toronto in July. That's George. And the much heralded rookie out of Davidson, Curry. Monte Ellis on the bench with 3 fouls. And will be limited in minutes tonight with this bad back. Tolliver. Nice cut. Watson to Williams. How about that?
Reggie Williams can score. I mean, he's got 10 points on 4 shots. He knows where to be. What a great pickup for the Golden State Warriors. And you know, you said they had 3 D-Leaguers on the floor. They have 3 hungry D-Leaguers on the floor.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Williams now with 10. Roy with the back pedal. Watson with the retrieval. To the rack. And faced very little defensive resistance.
Well, Portland's got a big team on the floor right now. They do not have speed on the floor other than the Rudy Fernandez. So they're going to have to get back defensively. And what's happening is all their guards are foul line and under trying to score in the paint. Someone's got to protect the backcourt. Here's another steal.
Watson against Fernandez. C.J. Watson. He's come off the bench. He's played 12 minutes. He's got 6 points. And Golden State has their biggest lead tonight of 9 over the playoff-bound Portland Trail Blazers. And a timeout taken. Technical foul. Technical foul on Rudy Fernandez. Excuse me.
It's amazing, isn't it, Kevin? There's just certain arenas, buildings in the NBA that cause all kinds of horrors for certain teams. And you can see right now that Portland, I mean, is struggling to get any kind of rhythm. You have a injury-riddled Golden State Warrior team. Golden State up 10 in the game, and we talked about steals, points off turnovers, forced turnovers. That's the 10th turnover here tonight for the Golden State Warriors, for the Portland Trail Blazers, that led to a 16-7 run by Golden State.
Winless in the month of March and losing 17 of their last 21. The Warriors by 10 over the playoff-bound Portland Trail Blazers.
TNT brings you the drama of the NBA with Magic Heat and Hornets Nuggets. Next Thursday at 7, presented by the United States Marine Corps on TNT. Riveting, brilliant, compelling, excellent. Southland, all new, Tuesday at 10.
To all the happiness and luck that life can hold, and at the end of your rainbow, a pot of gold. Happy St. Paddy's Day from Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
Think you've seen it all at lunch? It's time to unthink.
Get a grip on the new KFC boneless filet, our meatiest piece of boneless chicken ever, with a side, biscuit, and drink for just $5. Unthink and taste the unbucket side of KFC.
4 friends started partying in 2010 and woke up in 1986.
Is there some kind of retro thing going on?
Let's get this party started.
Mom? Now they have one weekend in the 80s.
We gotta do exactly what we did 20 years ago.
Like you step on a bug and internet's never invented.
Right.
Oh, then you have to talk to girls with your mouth.
To rewrite their future.
There's money to be made here. We should create Girls Gone Wild. That's fantastic.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Look what Daddy did.
Rated R. March 26th.
I wear no pants. I wear no pants.
I wear no pants.
It's time to wear the pants.
At LensCrafters, now get 50% off lenses, including bifocals, no lines, and prescription sun. And with our 30-day unconditional guarantee, we're sure you'll find the right pair for you. Hurry in before April 3rd, only at LensCrafters.
Hey. Your map's blocking the game.
Oh, sorry, I'm just checking the other scores.
Is my map in the way? No, you good.
Switch to Verizon for the most 3G coverage. Plus, right now when you buy one of our best 3G smartphones, you get a second one free, including BlackBerry devices like the new Curve for just $29.99. Only at Verizon.
Reggie Williams and C.J. Watson have combined of 7 of 9 for the Golden State Warriors tonight.
Well, no hesitation at all in Reggie Williams. He's knocked down 4 of 4 from the floor, 2 of 2 from 3. Watson on the fast break, been very efficient, 3 of 5 from the floor. He has 4 assists and 2 steals. And those two guys combined 16 points off the bench, 7 of 9 from the floor, 4 assists, as I said, for C.J. Watson. So those two guys have done a nice job with all the injuries. And look at this, Kevin. We talk about the guys scoring 25-plus points in the game. How about in the East? The #1 team to do that is the Magic 7 times. And in the West, the Utah Jazz have done it 7 times.
Here's Brandon Roy with 15. Bayless off the bench with 6 in 6 minutes. And this is shot over Watson. Roy and Bayless. Camby, Miller. Shot outside, won't go. And Marchell Webster, the five out there for the Portland Trailblazers. Anthony Morrow comes in right now. Tolliver is down low. Well, everybody hits. Now Morrow led the NBA in three-point shooting percentage a season ago. Comes in with a long 2 right there. And Doug, over the last 7 minutes, like 2 minutes, the Golden State Warriors have scored 12 points. With Andre Miller down low against Curry. Webster over Williams. Offensive rebound by Camby. They're +3 in that category over Golden State, as you might imagine. Miller inside, digging his way for 2 into Curry.
You can see Andre Miller's playing totally under the foul line here, trying to keep Curry underneath the basket.
Tolliver over Bayless. Webster with the rebound for the Blazers. Against Morrow, the drive here by Roy. What a beautiful play with the left hand. 17 now, game high for Brandon Roy.
That was quick.
What hamstring problem? And 2 on Watson across the way. Uncovered Williams for 3. And Marcus Camby grabs onto his 10th rebound with his 4 points. Miller, defended by Tolliver. Here they come again, the #1 fast break team in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors. Curry got it off to Tolliver, an offensive foul. That's called on Curry.
Yeah, Steph Curry that time would like to have that play back, and he slowed down just a little bit. They had numbers. Jared Bayless does a nice job stepping in on that play. Watch what happens here now. Curry, if he had just taken his time there, once you get that movement going forward, when your body motion is going forward, Kevin, you're setting yourself up for a charge. You got to stop, or you got to make that pass, and you got to slide sideways away from the defender. Going forward like that, that's an easy call by the officials.
Starting bigs tonight for the Blazers, 1 of 12. You touched on that before, Doug. That was going to be one of our things watching tonight. Roy again getting everything he wants inside the paint. Roy, who's played the 18 minutes, is 7 of 10. 6-0 run by the Blazers, and Roy with the game high 19.
Well, he has 19 points on 10 shots.
Bayless. Breakaway jam cleaned up by Roy. Miller was the one to feed it ahead. Bayless could not convert. Roy with 21. As you take a look at the backcourt scoring tonight, the starters in the backcourt for both teams.
Miller's 4 of 11 from the floor. He's taken a lot of shots inside that have been highly contested, leaning in, trying to draw a foul. So he does have 9 points, but he's taken 11 shots.
5-second difference. Game clock and shot clock. Graceful. Curry for 2. Floating inside for 9.
Oh my! If that had gone in, that would have been a 4-point play.
Because it's going to be 3 free throws right now for Brandon Roy, as Curry picks up his 3rd personal foul.
Well, Steph Curry now with foul problems. He's had 2 fouls in about the last minute and a half, but Brandon Roy hears the whistle. I thought this shot was going to go in. Look at it as it hangs up. It would have been a possibility for a 4-point play. Steph Curry steps over and gets the bump. So in that situation, you got to be able to try to get away from the ball, especially when you've got 2 fouls. They can ill afford to have him on the bench. They've already got Monte Ellis, who's been on the bench a long time with 3 fouls. Maggette has 2 in the ball game.
Reggie Williams has 3. He's come off the bench. He's picked up his 3. Now they got 3 on Steph Curry. Roy, former Pac-10 Player of the Year. .3, one more free throw coming up. And coming up at halftime, it's the T-Mobile halftime report with E.J. Kenny Charles and Kevin McHale, the Hall of Famer, with other Hall of Famers on our TNT set in Atlanta. Moments from now. Williams, good if it goes. Well, step back real quick and give us about 10 seconds. What do you think so far in a 2-point game at halftime, with Portland having an 11-2 run in the last seconds of this game?
Well, another gutty performance by the Golden State Warriors. Undermanned, they get in foul trouble, but it just seems like somebody comes in and finds a way to score tonight. It was Reggie Williams. He has 10 points off the bench, and he's with our Craig Sager. What do you got, Segs?
Well, I have a guy that 9 days ago was in the D-League playing your first home game, and now you're a halftime interview. That could be a first. Why is your transition from the D-League to the Warriors seem so seamless?
It's just the staff and my teammates. Coach Nelson puts a lot of confidence in me. Lets me handle the ball and just lets me play.
Blazers offensively were impatient, and so that probably affects the defense at the other end, doesn't it?
Well, it does. And when you want your guards to attack and play foul line and under, you better really have good floor balance. I thought that Andre Miller got a little bit of a hurry. He was 4 for 11. I thought if he would just be a little bit more patient, he'd get a little bit better shot. And other than Brandon Roy, who was 8 for 11, their starters are 5 for 23. So they've not taken advantage of their size at all. Camby and LaMarcus Aldridge are combined 1 of 11. And it was really Brandon Roy and Andre Miller with 33 points that set the tone here. And you can see where they are. They're playing underneath the rim, trying to use their size. Monte Ellis has 3 fouls, as does Steph Curry. But you can see where they're attacking from, Kevin. It's all foul line and under. They did have 10 turnovers, so they got to do a better job taking care of the ball. And if I'd have told you that Monte Ellis would sit out the entire second quarter, have only 2 field goals, Steph Curry 4 field goals, 4 of 10, where did the points come from? Well, how about the starting front court? 16 for Corey Maggette, Tolliver with 11, and then off the bench, 16 combined for C.J. Watson and Reggie Williams. So I think as we start this third quarter, it's going to be very interesting to watch Monte Ellis. He's been sitting for over an hour with foul problems. Remember, he's been out with that bad back.
And you can see our score with some of the accompanying numbers. And Craig, let's follow up that point that Doug just talked about. Ellis didn't play at all in that second quarter.
Yeah, I know Doug was worried about the fact that he didn't warm up as well, but he told me he's been working the entire second half and also during that halftime with the chiropractor. He says he feels loose, feels good, so he's ready to go. As for Corey Maggette, was limited in his number of minutes. He also told Don Nelson he's feeling good and he wants to go the full second half. So we'll have to see if they stay healthy and perform as well as they can.
All right, Saints, thank you. Here is Curry for 3 out there with Morrow and Tolliver. We talked about Monte Ellis, and there is Maggette. Good-looking shot by Morrow. That's his first 3-point hit tonight. And Curry with that shot with 12 points now for the Golden State Warriors. Morrow gets the assist, and they go inside with Miller kicking it back now for Nicholas Batum, who has had a nice statistical look to his game over the last handful of days.
I like that inside-outside, though. Andre Miller underneath the basket, a nice pass, and then the kick out for the easy corner 3.
Here is Ellis and Maggette. And that shot was over Aldridge, and Curry with the offensive rebound.
Long shots, long rebounds when you play the Warriors. Your guards must get back and rebound, and it's going to lead to another second shot. So started out the second quarter here. Morrow knocks down the long ball, as does Steph Curry.
2 threes. So Morrow comes off the bench for the Golden State Warriors. 6 points. And Miller. Aldridge into Maggette. And he got it there, but they're going to call travel inside. So wipe it away. And Aldridge, Doug, has gone 0-6 in 15 minutes on the floor for Nate McMillan.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge is in a hurry for some reason taking those shots, and Golden State doesn't have any shot blockers. He threw up a wild left-hand shot there. I mean, like you said, he's 0-6. If he'll just take his time, he can get any shot he wants. They don't have any shot blocking on that front line.
Miller on the errant pass against Curry, who picks up number 4.
Now that's a bad play by Steph Curry. Normally you don't see him make that kind of play. But on that loose ball, you've got a situation now where you're playing undermanned, and you take that 4th foul. And now you're going to have to sit for the rest of the quarter. So this is one of the few rookie mistakes you can say that Steph makes, but you got to let him go there. I mean, the worst thing that happens if you give up those 2 points, you're still winning the game 66-63. Now he's going to have to sit this entire quarter.
C.J. Watson will take his place. Roy knocks it out of bounds. Shot clock at 19 seconds. Blazers come in. A season high 10 games over 500, 38-28 road record of 17-15, Doug, which is the 4th best in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and one of the better road records they've had in a long time. They're playing much better ball on the road, and they have their sights. They think they're in 8th right now. They think with a good finish they might be able to move up to 5th in the Western Conference.
Excuse me, Batum for 3. Morrow is defending, and the other way they go with Corey Maggette. Snapping it outside, Morrow for 3. He's hit his 2nd 3-point shot in the second half. Batum the other way.
See, this is what Golden State does. They get you sped up. All of a sudden you've seen here Portland trying to play out of character. This is what they do. They drive, they kick, and they knock down long jump shots. That's already 3 threes here that they've hit in this period.
Roy watches Morrow. And there's Batum with the rebound. Number 2.
It's another bad shot.
Yep, it sure is.
Trying to get the foul there, and
Miller's 4-12, Doug.
That's what Nate McMillan talked to us about before the game. He said we've got to keep our patience and get ourselves good shots, come down and execute. They have not done
Great pass. How about that pass? Monte Ellis inside to C.J. Watson. Ellis playing in foul trouble off the bench. 2nd assist right there. And an 11-3 run by the Golden State Warriors to start this 3rd quarter.
Well, Portland got caught peeking that time. Batum lost vision of ball you man principle. Cut right behind. You get the easy score. And right now Golden State's having their way.
It always pays to double check. Get State Farm's free discount double check to make sure you're saving all you can on car insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm a shrimp blogger. I've traveled the globe to find the perfect prawn. So when I found out Taco Bell had Pacific shrimp tacos with 6 succulent marinated shrimp, I had to try one immediately. The new Pacific shrimp taco, only at Taco Bell.
At Hyundai, we believe that a safety feature like electronic stability control is too important to charge a premium for. But we're not alone. The government thinks it's important too. And that's why by 2012, every new vehicle sold will be mandated to have a safety feature that's already standard on 2010 Tucson today. Do you really want to wait?
T-Mobile asked families, what do you want from your wireless company?
How about an unlimited plan that doesn't gouge us?
We just want to talk.
Text.
Talk. All we want. To my husband, my best friend.
To girls.
No more giant overages. You can do that with mittens on?
Totally.
How about a smaller bill than I get with Verizon?
You got it. With T-Mobile, families can go unlimited for at least $40 less per month than AT&T and Verizon.
Hey, Laura, it's Mike. No, the other Mike.
T-Mobile. Stick together.
It always pays to double check. Get State Farm's free discount double check to make sure you're saving all you can on car insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
To all the happiness and luck that life can hold, and at the end of your rainbow, a pot of gold. Happy St. Paddy's Day from Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
There are over 400 players in the NBA.
And we know we're lucky for many reasons.
Yes, we're lucky for all we've received.
But we're luckier because we have the ability to make a difference.
While our goal as players is to win games,
our responsibility as people is to give back.
We're committed to that philosophy because we know as players in the NBA,
we have a responsibility to be citizens of the world.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by the all-new Tucson from Hyundai. And by State Farm, America's #1 car insurance company. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Warriors have built their lead of 2 at halftime, now up to 10. 71-61, outscoring Portland 11-3 as you take a look at what they've done, or have not done, I guess, in the third quarter this season.
It's been their worst quarter, of the season. You can see, interestingly enough, over the last 13 games, Portland has won 12 of the 13 third quarters. They have been very good. So Golden State coming out here and taking command once again with a good start here in this period, something they don't normally do.
Aldridge in Batum. Camby, Roy, and Miller. Morrow. Maggette into the backpedaling Miller. The shot clock was knocked away and out of bounds.
Somebody's got to be communicating. Somebody's got to be yelling to LaMarcus Aldridge that Morrow's coming around on the backside on the double team there. No communication. It leads to a turnover.
21 seconds on the shot clock. 5 empty trips for the Blazers as Warriors try to get it inside to Maggette, picked up by Tolliver. It's funny, we saw Ellis at the entire second quarter with 3 fouls. Now we're going to see Steph Curry at the entire third with 4.
Somewhere somebody will find a way to score some points. That's what Golden State did in the first half. Maybe it's going to be Ellis here in this period.
Aldridge with the rebound for the Portland Trail Blazers, number 6, with his 4 points and 0 of 6 from the field.
The 6'5" and under league out there for Golden State right now, and the only guy right now that's keeping Portland in the ball game is Brandon Roy. 9 of 12. He's gotten to the line 10 times, 8 of 10. He does have 4 turnovers, but 26 points in the game.
Roy has scored the last 11 points for the Portland Trail Blazers. Watson gets it inside to Maggette, who's battling with Batum.
Just out-muscled Batum on the inside. Corey Maggette playing at the power forward position.
Blazers in 8th position right now in the Western Conference. 3 losses in back of number 7 San Antonio. Point-blank range shots, can't get it in. Morrow the other way. Began the second half with a couple of threes. Tolliver with the screen. Ellis will have a mismatch.
You can see he's missed about 12 days of practice. I know he knocked that shot down, but he was very unsure of his move that time. Actually fell down on that play, so it's going to take him a while to get back into the rhythm. Don Nelson said his conditioning is never a problem. He can run all day. It's just basketball rusty.
Consecutive losses for the Blazers in this building against the Golden State Warriors. The last win they had for Portland here was back in November of 2004. Ellis again.
You can see just
a little rusty,
stumbling on that play. Just wasn't sure of it, but gets his rhythm, steps back right over the fingertips of LaMarcus Aldridge. And is that going to be Monte Ellis' 4th foul?
It is indeed. Just got it.
We're starting backcourt, both with 4 fouls.
Warriors 8 of 10, as Doug just said, from the free throw line. And TNT Tuesday, a powerful news series about the lives beyond the law. Southland. That's Tuesdays at 10, 9 Central. Only on TNT. Who would be a perfect point guard to play with Roy? I mean, not that Miller isn't, but their styles don't really fit.
No, I couldn't answer that.
Inside Maggette.
What you do with Brandon Roy, Kevin, is you know that he's a guy that likes to have the ball in his hands. So Steve Blake was a very good fit with him, especially in the 4th quarter. Steve would guard the ball, and he could spread out, and he could knock that 3 ball down, so he could give you good spacing. So, you know, ideally you'd like a guy that could get behind that 3-point line and make shots if you post it up. You know that he's going to handle the ball, especially in the 4th quarter. But I think what they've done is they've made the adjustment with Andre Miller now pushing the ball. Andre Miller trying to throw that ball ahead on the break to get some early offense. Tonight, though, they can't play that way because that plays into the hands of the Golden State Warriors when you quick shoot the ball.
Aldridge picked up his 3rd personal foul. Golden State equals their biggest lead, 76-64. That's the first miss for the Warriors, by the way, from the line. They're 10 of 11 tonight. Miller around the Camby screen, weaving inside. Aldridge trying to get a swipe at it. He's 1 of 7. And out of bounds. Number 1 scoring backcourt in the NBA is this combination of Curry and Ellis. And tonight Curry's got 12, but 4 fouls on the bench. And playing with 4 fouls right now, Ellis, who's got 7 points.
5 for 27 now for Miller, Camby, and Aldridge.
Morrow for a long 2 and uncovered on the play. Batum grabs it. Roy by Ellis. This is the worst defense, by the way, in the NBA at Golden State.
Well, Monte Ellis that time played like he had 4 fouls. He just let Brandon Roy get right to his sweet spot and jump up and knock that shot down. You got to at least contest and make him take a tough shot.
The length of Aldridge. Probably screwed up that shot by Watson, but they get the offensive board. And Ellis over Batum.
Extra shots, Kevin.
Yep.
That's what happens. You give team multiple possessions, all of a sudden you can shoot a much lower percentage. Even Golden State tonight shooting 52%, Portland 40%.
Again, he gets his 5th assist. Ellis with 9. Batum with a 3 outside, plus 12 points. The Golden State Warriors beyond the 3-point arc tonight over the Portland Trailblazers.
Boy, Batum has really improved his 3-point shooting. So much confidence.
Miller grabs it.
Kevin, we know also, too, with Golden State, a 10, 12-point lead is nothing because they played a style they're going to quick shoot the ball 4 or 5 possessions. You can be right back in the game.
Brandon Roy with 31 points, Doug, in 14 shots.
I would say that's pretty good production. Yes. And Don Nelson's got a problem here because, you know, you've got your point guard sitting on the bench with 4 fouls, Steph Curry. You've got Monte Ellis with 4, and there's no answer for right now for Brandon Roy. So with all the poor shooting the rest of the Portland Trailblazers are doing, they're all-stars keeping him in the game right now.
TNT weeknights.
He's very hard to resist.
Thanks, Bonds.
Sure.
Dig into Bones. Weeknights at 7, only on TNT.
I'm Ray Allen's Boston Celtics, the NBA, where caring happens.
There's Mozart's Piano Sonata in B-flat major. There's Schubert's Sonata in A minor. And then there's the all-new Hyundai Sonata in a 14-step electro-charged paint rotodip. Because beautiful works of art are meant to last.
I wear no pants. I wear no pants.
I wear no pants.
It's time to wear the pants. Green Zone is Born Gone Epic.
Put your game face on.
Green Zone is Matt Damon at his best.
I came here to save lives.
Green Zone is entertaining as hell. Green Zone, rated R. Tomorrow.
What if a bank did more than take care of your money? What if they took the time to find out what's really important? Both the big and small things. Stop into your nearest Key Bank. Start a conversation. Unlock your possibilities.
At Town & Country Hyundai, it's the spring sales event. Now the 2010 Hyundai Accent is only $89.88, and TNC has 18 2010 Hyundai Sonatas all at 25% off MSRP. With America's best warranty and assurance plan, you'll see and feel the value on every Hyundai. Take advantage of this great value, because when they're gone, they're gone. Don't miss the spring sales event at Town & Country Hyundai in Milwaukee. See us at drivehomehappy.com.
We're back in Oakland time now for the Burger King double-double. And here are the double-double leaders this season. It's not the number of double-doubles they've eaten, but the double-doubles they've accomplished. 51 by Dwight Howard, and the win tonight over the Chicago Bulls with ease. Orlando gliding to that win. Doug, if I were to ask you tonight, out of all these terrific players, Roy and Aldridge, and right on down the line, Ellis and Curry, who's got the double-doubles? You take a look at the Eastern Conference. Atlanta moved to number 3 tonight, by the way. 41 and 23. Anybody in this game who's got a double-double?
Well, I would not pick Anthony Tolliver, who has a double-double, 11 and 10 tonight. So I did look on the cheat sheet there because I knew the double-double was coming, and I figured you'd put me on the spot on that play.
Nice drive inside by Ellis, and he's got 11. 19 for Maggette, leading all Golden State scorers, and 31 by Brandon Roy in 26 minutes. Leading all scorers in the game. Roy has made his last 6 shots, and 16 points for Brandon Roy in the last 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Maggette watching Roy right there, and Maggette picks up number 3 for the Warriors.
We see Corey Maggette on the weak side. Actually, what he should do is just switch on that play. You can, and then have Ellis go play his man, is normally what you would do on that play. That time he got his foot in there and accidentally tripped him.
You can see the scoring tonight by Brandon Roy.
So many of his points have been in the paint tonight. Portland had 28 points in the paint at halftime. That's the most they've had in half this year, so they've done a nice job, and they've had countless others had they just taken their time.
Ellis is watching Roy. Camby lost the ball. Watson leads him the other way and takes it right to the rack, but Batum was trailing on the play. Retrieved by Ellis and inside for Maggette. Out of bounds off the Blazers. 4:11 to play here in the third. Shot clock is at 12. Watch it again.
This is what Batum brings this team. That's why he was on the floor last year. Remember last year the minutes he got early were because Martell Webster only played the first game of the year, played about 10 minutes and was out with a broken foot. So he got put into that lineup for a lot of minutes. Actually got him a lot of confidence. He's come back a much better player, even though he missed some games this year with an injury.
That's a good point. Shoulder injury for Batum, and last year it was the left foot of Webster. Under 4 to play. Blazers are shooting 42%. Warriors are shooting right at 50% tonight. Bayless is in, launching the 3, picked up by Tolliver. Bayless came in for Miller. Maggette angling in, working on LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge was right there defending.
Kevin, when you take a corner 3, it's the easiest shot to fast break off because a lot of times your offense has flattened out. And what happens is on that play, Brandon Roy penetrates and he throws that ball in the corner. He's actually almost off the court. So when that shot goes up, now you've got LaMarcus Aldridge trying to sprint back with Corey Maggette. And speed-wise, that is much a mismatch. And Aldridge is going to have to sit down now. They're going to go to a smaller lineup, which is what Nate McMillan said. He said if LaMarcus Aldridge cannot take advantage of Maggette, then we're going to have to come in and hopefully Martell Webster can match up and give us a better matchup there.
So Webster plays the 4.
Exactly. He's going to play the power forward position. Now you have Camby at center playing against Tolliver. But Corey Maggette's very strong. You look at Martell Webster, he's a very strong player, but Corey Maggette's probably got him by about 25 pounds.
Doug, it has got to be a very difficult thing for this Golden State team and all teams that have only won a handful of games, 17 all season long for Golden State. I mean, the losing has just got to wear on you, and then the injuries on top of that. I mean, and you can't get too comfortable either with all the losing, huh?
I think one of the things that helps it, I know this is going to sound maybe trite, but the fact that Don Nelson has so many wins that I think he as a coach maybe can live with this maybe a little bit easier than maybe a younger coach who has maybe never been through something like this before. I mean, Nelly's seen all the highs and lows in the NBA, and he knows what's going on, and he is not in any way concerned about his position here. He knows he's going to be back next year. A lot of times, as a coach, you start losing and you wonder if you're going to be around if you're a young coach. But I think Nelly, the fact he's won so many games, helps him sort of ride through these kind of moments.
And Doug, they do have some things to look forward to as they're reviewing if it was a 2 or a 3. But they do have some things to look forward to. Some players that are injured right now, some young bigs who they have some some plans for here in the future at Golden State.
Well, if you look over there, you've got Steph Curry sitting there. Right next to him is Brandon Wright, who they have big hopes for. Then you have Anthony Randolph and Andres Biedrins. To me, these are their three guys. Raja Bell came over in a trade, had left wrist surgery. Question about whether or not he's going to be back. He's an unrestricted free agent. He's talked about possibly. You see Ronny Turioff next to Raja Bell there. He's another big guy that gives them energy and hustle and stuff. So to me, those are the critical guys. The three guys that we have there in the gold. And you throw in Ronny Turioff, they need four big guys out there to play in this Western Conference. You're not going to win small ball, and they're competitive and they're fun to watch, but you're not going to win games that way.
Speaking of Andres Biedrins, he had surgery yesterday in Philadelphia, repairing a torn abdominal muscle, sports hernia. They think he'll be out for the rest of the season. And he had been struggling all season long as it was, after a terrific year 2 years ago. Tolliver. That is a three by a D-League call-up. A kid who played at Creighton in the Missouri Valley Conference, just looking for a chance in the NBA, and he found it here in Oakland, California.
They're shooting 33% going into the game tonight. You would not know it the way he's knocking shots down here tonight.
Roy, patient, waited for the defense to subside, and he takes advantage inside and puts in his 33rd point tonight.
Well, let's see if this smaller lineup can get Portland back in the game. The big lineup was not effective tonight. 1 for 14 for Camby and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Morrow tailed by Webster. Tolliver right there. Fly inside into Roy. Spinning as he went corkscrew move inside the paint.
Kevin, remember we were sitting at breakfast this morning and I said, when you play Golden State, you've got to be able to individually guard because they're going to try to break you down off the dribble. And if you watch that possession, they have you spaced out. They're going to drive and kick. That's what Don Nelson loves to do. They shoot the three. They get to the foul line. They get points in the paint. And even though they're a small team, they're always one of the better teams points in the paint because of the drives and getting all the layups and fast break points.
In this quarter, they've been great above the arc. 4 of 5. Roy again. Into 3. Tolliver was right there. And he thought that there was a little clear-out move by the difficult to cover Roy. Second foul called on Tolliver. Let's watch his arm, his left arm here.
No, I thought he had it against his side.
I agree with you.
He didn't push off. He had it down to his side.
Tolliver didn't agree, though. It's interesting to see Portland, Doug, a team that relies on offensive efficiency, play a game like this where they're kind of thrown out of their character, their offense, aren't they?
Well, they got impatient, which is what Golden State wants you to do. They're shooting 42% tonight from the floor, and their assist-to-turnover ratio, they have 12 assists to 12 turnovers. And so that's not going to get it done for them. That's not when they're at their best.
Roy put in 12 points in the first quarter, 12 points in the second quarter, has put in 10 points here, and 11 right there in this third. Again, Curry on the bench with 4 fouls. Ellis sat the entire second quarter with 3. He's got 4, playing here in the third. Ellis, the 6th leading scorer in the NBA with 11 points.
They're up 8, and with Curry sitting out this whole quarter, that means they're plus 6. With him basically on the bench with fouls.
Against Batum, Ellis. Oh, what a move! That was terrific.
That was an angry move because he thought he got fouled up at top
by Howard
when Juwan Howard jumped out on that pick and roll, and you saw him. There was some anger in that move.
Roy trying to answer at the other end and does. Brandon Roy, 37 points in 17 shots.
Now watch this play right here. Bam. He said, oh, okay. So now he's going to take this ball right to the basket. Actually got his jersey grabbed on the way. That was a tough move, a determined move. There's the jersey that was grabbed by Batum. It should have been a 3-point play. But Ellis was very upset. He thought that he got banged on that play by Juwan Howard and didn't get the call.
Brandon Roy at the line. Rudy Fernandez has just checked in for Nicholas Batum.
Golden State now may be thinking about getting that ball out of Brandon Roy's hands. When he isolates and make him pass the ball, because right now he's got 38 points on 17 shots.
Bayless is sticking on Ellis. A foul right there on Jared Bayless. Strong guard, the big guards of Portland against these smaller sports car guards for the Golden State Warriors. Bayless picks up number 2. As you can see, quarter by quarter, what Roy has done tonight.
Well, this could be a 50-point night for him, but as it looks, though, I mean, the Warriors, if Ellis knocks these down, they're going to stay up by 9 points as this quarter starts to slip away. At some point in time, Portland's going to have to get some defensive stops. It looks like Ellis is starting to get into a rhythm. He was 2 of 5 in the first half. Sat with those fouls. Now he is 4 of 7 in this period. He's getting to the free throw line, so he's starting to get into a rhythm, and he's averaged 32 points in the 2 games against the Portland Trailblazers.
Bay Area writers have been trying to figure out who Ellis reminds them of. They pick AI. Who does he remind you of? His style of play, perhaps.
Well, I don't, I'd have to think about that.
All right, I'm going to put you on the clock. We've got another half hour to go here. But I'll be interested to hear your assessment. Nice fake by Roy. Deflected by Watson. Retrieved by Howard. 5 on the shot clock for Webster. And here comes Ellis. Into Bayless. Count it! And another foul. Attacking the rim. Monte Ellis. And he comes up with his 16th point. He has come alive here, even playing in foul trouble. Foul goes on Bayless for the 3rd time.
Well, he was with that chiropractor the entire second quarter. I'm going to go visit that guy after the game because he's fresh and lively and bouncing around here tonight after sitting that entire second quarter. He sat for about an hour, Kevin. I mean, he did not play in the entire second quarter, sat the entire halftime, and has come out here and given them a huge lift. They have gone from +2 at halftime to +11, and that's with Steph Curry being on the bench most of this period.
Ellis right out of high school to the NBA a couple years ago. That's a Webster 3, a Maggette rebound. Into Howard. Corey Maggette.
They're just picking them apart. I mean, right now, the speed and quickness of Golden State is just causing Portland all kinds of matchup nightmares. I mean, Nate McMillan has tried Juwan Howard. He's tried Martell Webster. This time you get a cross match, and Juwan Howard just absolutely does not have the speed and quickness to play against Corey Maggette. And then he compounds it with the foul. Raja Bell there, who has not played since he's come over to Golden State from that injury to the wrist that he suffered in Charlotte.
60% shooting by the Golden State Warriors in this 3rd quarter. Biggest lead right now of 14. Here comes Bayless trying to split the defense of Maggette and Mora. Good hesitation by Roy. Popping a triple. And picked up by Reggie Williams. Watson. Roy the foul. Well, you know the question that's inevitably on everybody's mind. How come they can't play like this all the time? How come Golden State can't have this same attack, same energy? Every game they play as Roy picks up his 3rd foul.
Well, Kevin, I think they do. I mean, they throw up huge points. I mean, they score 108, 109 points. The problem is, I mean, they scored 131 points the other night and gave up 135. This is why. Look at their defensive numbers and stuff like that. It's not that they don't play with great energy or they don't put up points or they're not fun to watch. The problem is they get beat on the boards, they get beat in the paint, and they just get pounded by the bigger, stronger teams.
They've already got 35 points here in this 3rd quarter.
And they're going to throw up points. I mean, that's why when you play them, you better be very patient, and you better take your time. And what's happened tonight is Portland has been sped up. And what happens then is you start trying to play one-on-one basketball against Golden State, and that plays right into their hands.
9-0 run right now by the Golden State Warriors. Roy with the game-high 38 on 18 shots. 12 of those points have come at the free throw line. Devin George defending Roy. Rudy Fernandez for 3. And Rudy Fernandez has got 6. Will not count, even had it gone in for Reggie Williams as the Warriors outscore the Portland Trailblazers 36-25 in that 3rd quarter.
The Hyundai plant in Montgomery, Alabama is one of the most technologically advanced factories in the world. But it's having every one of our team members in charge of quality that makes it feel like the new Sonata is built by hand. Introducing the all-new Sonata. From Hyundai.
Dear PlayStation, just got my copy of the show. It's just like the real thing.
Thanks, Chief. It's the most realistic baseball game ever, so even guys like you and me with no talent whatsoever can feel the rush of being in the show.
But I'm the American League MVP.
Sure you are, big guy.
Joe Mauer?
Mauer.
Dude, we went fishing in Cabo.
I'm not even allowed in Mexico.
Then where did I get this?
Well played, Mauer.
The show. Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
Once there was a sad stretch of road where drivers just couldn't stop in time. But along came the Michelin Man, who reminded them the right tire changes everything. With better tires in place, that sad stretch of road wasn't so sad anymore. Michelin Hydro Edge tires stop up to 14 feet shorter. Michelin, a better way forward.
Show me the Carfax.
Hi, I'm your Carfax. Buy the car, you're gonna love it.
He said Carfax.
Same thing, huh?
A Carfax report can help you choose a great used car. It's free at thousands of reputable dealers. Just say, show me the Carfax.
At LensCrafters, now get 50% off lenses, including bifocals, no lines, and prescription sun. And with our 30-day unconditional guarantee, we're sure you'll find the right pair for you. Hurry in before April 3rd, only at LensCrafters.
Have you seen what's happening out there?
You are their only hope.
You are not just a man. You are my blood.
I choose to be a man.
You fool. This is the end.
No, this is just the start.
Clash of the Titans starts April 2nd in 3D, also in 2D.
Many will hear the calling.
Move it! Yes, sir!
Few will earn the title United States Marine. The few, the proud Marines.
Welcome back to the Bay Area. The NBA on TNT is presented by the United States Marine Corps. The big lead of Golden State has gotten as high as 16 up now, 96-83. We go to the fourth, and moments ago, our Craig Sager caught up with Golden State head coach Don Nelson.
Well, Coach Monty Ellis doesn't play the second quarter. Steph Curry sits out most of the third quarter, but you got a 96-83 lead. Why?
Well, we're just playing a heck of a game, to be quite honest with you. Everybody's contributing. We've found, you know, a little nick in their armor on the defensive end, and we've been exploiting that a little bit. And then the open court's been good to us. We're small, so we got to run.
Watson, Williams, Tolliver, three of your calls from the D-League, all in double figures. How exciting is it for a coach to have these hungry D-Leaguers perform for you?
Well, I told you I got Coach of the Year in the D-League.
And you're earning it.
And I'm earning it. They're just all sensational players. The D-League has a lot of really good players. And when you find a good blend with your team, they can really contribute.
All right, thanks a lot. Thank you, Kevin.
Aldridge gets his first field goal to go in right there. He is 1 of 8. Bayless begins this fourth quarter with Howard out there, Martell Webster. They've also got Fernandez and the aforementioned LaMarcus Aldridge. That's the 5 to start the fourth for the Portland Trailblazers. A foul right there goes on Tolliver for the third time for the Warriors.
Well, a lot of game left here. 11:21 to go. It's only an 11-point ball game, and if LaMarcus Aldridge can find a way to start finishing at the rim, you talked about it, Kevin, he's only 1 of 8 tonight. Now they get themselves right back in this ball game. What they got to stay away from is that long, quick jump shot.
Howard. Devin George is on LaMarcus. George with the rebound out there with Ellis. Morrow is out there. They've got C.J. Watson and Tolliver. On the bench still is Steph Curry, the great rookie out of Davidson, who is battling some foul problems. A foul right there goes on Webster, who picks up his second personal foul. Plus 16 points the Warriors, Doug, over the Trailblazers and fast break points. Golden State shooting 53%. They've got a plus 12 beyond the arc tonight over the Portland Trailblazers. George, a long two over Aldridge. Webster the rebound. Tolliver is watching the veteran, Juwan Howard. Defensive three, offensive 3-second violation inside. It goes on Juwan Howard.
Nice, excuse me, Kevin. Nice job that time by Monte Ellis as he dug back in the post on that double team and forced that turnover.
As you're talking about Doug right there, the struggles at Golden State over the last 10 games, including tonight, for Portland.
And you see that assist turnover ratio is starting to be basically what it's been here in those games, almost a 1-to-1.
I mean, 14-13, the assist turnover for Golden State, 19-9. 19 assists with 9 turnovers. Now the 10th turnover for Golden State. They just picked that up. They go inside right here with 10:05 to play in the fourth quarter.
Well, you can see Nate McMillan forcing his hand to put Brandon Roy back in the game. I mean, he got a very little rest there. He got the quarter time out. And then about 2 minutes in this period, I mean, he sees his team down 11, and Brandon Roy, 38 points tonight. He has been the guy.
Webster's out, Roy is in. So Webster had a nice beginning to the season, but he was thriving because there were a lot of injuries on this team. He's getting a lot of playing time.
Well, that month of January, Kevin, he had 42 threes, which was the most in the NBA that month. But ever since their team has gotten healthy, you know, Fernandez is back and Batum is back, his minutes have been down. And I think he's peeking over his shoulder a little bit about coming in and out of the game, and just has not played well.
Aldridge gets that to bounce in. 2 of 10. Golden State hasn't scored in over 2 minutes. Watson. 12 for him. Off the bench in 27 minutes. 6 assists and 5 rebounds. Pretty good line for Watson, a D-leaguer.
And especially with Curry in foul trouble and Ellis in foul trouble here, both in this ball game.
Roy for 3. Howard pushing off. Or was Tolliver? Tolliver was pushing off, and he picks up the Golden State foul.
Now, the one thing that Golden State does not want to do is put Portland to the foul line here early in this fourth quarter. Portland shooting 22 of 26 tonight from the line. And the way you can catch up is get to that foul line and stop that clock, especially when you shoot free throws like the Blazers do. They make about 78% of their free throws on the season.
Maggette again continuing to battle Aldridge. The handoff there to Bayless, who scoots in for the deuce. And Bayless has come off the bench in 16 minutes, put in 12 points. Ellis with 17. Curry continues to rest. Offensive foul. Wipe it away. Will not count. That's 5 on Monte Ellis.
Don Nelson's been running that play since he's in Milwaukee. Hit the little elbow area, cut hard off. That time Rudy Fernandez does a nice job. He does not chase his man who's clearing, stands right in there and takes the offensive foul. I'm sure that Don Nelson does not like it. We'll probably see Steph Curry back on the floor when we come back.
To all the happiness and luck that life can hold, and at the end of your rainbow, a pot of gold. Happy St. Paddy's Day from Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
This is nice, but we're looking for the Whirlpool Cabrio.
Drive 4.3 miles north.
Actually, the Cabrio's right here. It's highly efficient.
Oh, nice. What about the Maytag Bravo?
Drive 7.7 miles south.
You know, we have all the top brands right here, including Maytag. We also sell GPS.
No!
The top 10 brands and the one most perfect for you. Get 25% off all Energy Star qualified washers. Thank you for making Sears Energy Star Partner of the Year.
He wants a BK double cheeseburger, but
I have these tiny hands.
It's so big he needs a little help. At just $1, you won't. Now preferred 2-to-1 over McDonald's, the $1 BK double cheeseburger.
The new season of Southland just keeps getting better.
First time without a partner. Be safe out there.
And everyone has something to prove.
I hit that guy hard.
Now you know what you're capable of. All new Southland, Tuesday at 10, only on TNT.
Your Pacific Northwest Hyundai dealers announce a Sonata sell-off. Get up to $3,000 cash back or 0% for 72 months, plus $750 in bonus cash. Sonatas get 32 miles per gallon. That's more than Accord and Camry. And with a Hyundai Assurance, you'll get America's best warranty. 2010 Sonata sell-off. Get up to $3,000 cash back. And just announced 0% for 72 months and $750 in bonus cash on top of that. But hurry to your Pacific Northwest Hyundai dealers today. These 2010s will go fast, and this offer ends soon.
If your car payment's larger than your life, it's time to get the Broadway Kia and put some cash back in your pocket. Get the Broadway Kia today and pick up a brand new Kia Rio for $0 down, $155 a month. That's $0 down, $155 a month for brand new 4-door Kia Rio, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, 34 miles per gallon. Good credit, bad credit, it's all okay. Broadway Kia is a new way to roll. Just get off the I-5 Rose Quarter exit and head 2 blocks east.
And the Golden State Warriors on top 98-89. They've led by as many as 16. They've trailed by as many as 3. They've blown big leads, and they've come back from big deficits this season almost the equal amount of times this year.
Well, you can explain, you know, it can be explained with the injuries and all that Don Nelson's had to go through 12. But to me, the one you look down, this Boston Celtics 12, which says a lot about their team this year. Normally, when they got a double-figure lead, I mean, you just didn't beat them. In their championship year, it happened 7 times. This year, already 12. Which I think, you know, sort of plays in right now to the Celtics and why they aren't playing the kind of basketball we saw them play in that championship season.
Curry is in with Watson. Tolliver, Maggette is defending Howard on the perimeter. Reggie Williams is the 5th Warrior. Here comes LaMarcus Aldridge. He's had a hand in the last 6 points, either assisting or scoring, and that time Roy with the putback. He's got 40 points in 32 minutes, a game high.
We'll see what happens is now when you're going to go over and double team like they just did, it's going to free up the offensive board. So Aldridge, if he just brings the double team, is going to be an asset to his team on the offensive end.
Ready the miss, and Aldridge collects his 7th rebound with 8 points. The shooting in this quarter. Roy against the D-leaguer, just called up on his 10-day contract. Williams. Aldridge got it inside with some terrific nifty play. A 10-2 run by the Portland Trailblazers, who now come to within 5. Howard gets the assist, a beautiful pass inside.
Well, they're doing it in the paint, and on the season they're out-rebounded by 9 a game. Tonight they've been out-rebounded by 10.
Switch on defense, Aldridge goes on Williams. Scoots inside with the left hand. Reggie Williams off the bench, Doug. And now he has put in 12. And 12 from Watson off the bench, too. In fact, the benches are even in scoring right now. 24-24. Curry with the deflection and the steal, and he's hemmed in. Maggette. Howard defends. Tolliver over Aldridge for 3. Roy collecting the rebound, number 6 for him with his 40 points.
Craig Sager came over to us during the timeout. He said Don Nelson was really deciding whether or not to take Ellis out with the 5 fouls, worrying about that back tightening up.
Roy to Howard. Howard around Tolliver. Aldridge comes up with another loose ball, but he lost it inside. Williams by Roy. It's a foul on the Portland Trailblazers with 6:43 to play here in the 4th quarter. Watch Maggette here.
This is called rebounding below the rim right here.
By the seat of your pants rebounding.
It's a good block out and rebounding below the rim.
Right now, the Golden State Warriors at the free throw line, 17-19. Brandon Roy just picked up his 4th personal foul. Monte Ellis with 5 on the bench. And here comes Marcus Camby in the game, taking the place of Juwan Howard.
Well, it's interesting now. Nate McMillan's going back to the big lineup, which means that either Camby or LaMarcus Aldridge is going to have to play Maggette. So we're going to have to watch that matchup, and especially with Camby and Aldridge tonight, a combined 4 for 19. So I would think that he was probably hope that his team is going to maybe be able to pound that offensive backboard. Let's see if Camby maybe can get some putbacks on the offensive board.
Miller and Roy in the backcourt. Here's Fernandez. Shot clock is down to 5. Roy against Williams. Camby saves the loose ball. He's got his 14th rebound.
That's what he's going to have to do. Offensive rebound, give him some extra possession, maybe kick out and get a 3.
Roy bulldozing inside with a foul. It's against his head. It was called inside. Roy with the drive, and Reggie Williams. It looks like Craig Sager has picked up the foul with 6:11 in the fourth. Indeed, it was not going to put on Tolliver. They just changed it. Tolliver picks up number 5. Craig, what do you have?
Well, Monty Ellis on the bench over there getting some heat treatment on his back. He's also wearing a padded, heated vest to keep the heat in. And as Doug mentioned, Don Nelson did not want to take him out. Once he puts him back in, obviously he's going to leave him in there. But coming in and out has been a difficult thing for somebody with a back problem. But with the 5 fouls, he has no choice right now.
Okay, Craig, I admire both these coaches, Doug. They've had to change with the roster changes they've had to deal with. I mean, you change your coaching with what you've got to work with.
Nate McMillan, to me, you got to talk about him being the coach of the year. There's a lot of guys. Scotty Brooks has had a terrific year. A lot of guys along the way. But Nate, what he's done with this team has been terrific.
Again, he had it knocked away by Roy. Andre Miller with a sprint the other way. And a foul. 56 here in the fourth. And the foul goes on Steph Curry for the 5th time. We're halfway through the fourth. Gap is closing bit by bit here in Oakland, California on TNT.
I'm your brother and I'm fly. You down with that, Snoopy? That's dope, isn't it?
Rush Hour 3. 3 chances to watch. Starting tomorrow at 8 on TBS. Very funny.
Saving Grace. Final episodes begin this March on TNT.
When you search for a car at Autotrader.com, we send more cars your way than anyone. A lot more cars. So you can narrow it down by model, the color, even the price. When you search from the largest selection,
That's the one.
you get the car you want at the price you want. Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
Why does Chili start smoking your baby back ribs 4 hours before you order them?
It's all in the preparation. Come in now for baby back ribs. Choose one of 10 freshly prepared entrees, plus an appetizer for just $9.99. Chili's, it's all in the preparation.
I wear no pants. I wear no pants. I wear no pants.
It's time to wear the pants.
Warning, traveling in a hot tub time machine can cause extreme flashbacks.
Is there some kind of retro thing going on this weekend?
He's stuck in the 80s. How am I supposed to get a job?
Intense feelings.
You're writing breakup poetry?
Because my heart hurts.
Fierce arguments.
You commies looking for this?
You think we could get that back?
Just give it to his turtleneck.
And impaired judgment.
You cheated on me.
What's this?
This is between me and my future wife.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Were you just yelling at your 9-year-old wife? Yes.
Rated R. In theaters March 26th.
This is my Touch. You want to know why I love working out? This is what I used to look like. Hey, I'm trying to rest over here. Go eat a donut. You know you want one. 260 calories? I can work this off. Did you count the sprinkles too? I can find yoga poses. Hey, can you do reclining legend?
75, 76.
Can that My Touch bring me some more lemonade?
Thousands of apps and more added every day. Make it 100% you. The My Touch 3G, only from T-Mobile.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by Autotrader.com. Search for new and used cars by model, color, and price. Find the car you want at the price you want at Autotrader.com. By Michelin, a better way forward. By the new T-Mobile My Touch 3G, 100% you, only from T-Mobile. And by Chili's, it's all in the preparation.
That's San Francisco, and time now for tonight's Marines teamwork play of the game. The Warriors moving the ball.
That's what they do. They spread you out, find the hot hand. This time it's Reggie Williams with that sweet left-handed stroke from the corner. Oh, he is playing with such confidence, and you heard him talking to Craig Sager. He came in. He feels very much a part of this team. The coaches have given him the confidence to handle the ball and take his shot. And Reggie Williams tonight, 5 of 7. He has 14 points. Watson 12, so those two guys have combined for 26 points off the bench. And Brandon Roy has been the guy tonight, 41 points on 22 shots.
And Miller's 9 and 12 from Baylor's. That's 63 points from that threesome right there for the Portland Trail Blazers. Roy only 3 points in the quarter. Miller's at the free throw line, and Doug Golden State in this fourth quarter only 6 points in 6 minutes.
Well, they give you a chance, Kevin. They're going to go through stretches where they shoot the ball well, and then they're going to go through those stretches where they miss 4, 5, 6 in a row, and you've got to take advantage of that. The thing that Portland is doing is they're getting to the foul line, and that's been really good for them tonight. 24 of 29 as Miller attempts this free throw.
Monte Ellis has just come in for Tolliver. Golden State 2 of 6 this quarter with 3 turnovers. So Curry with 5 fouls, Ellis with 5 fouls. Both a couple fouls from fouling out.
Looks like Portland is going its own here because Golden State has gone very small now with Maggette being their center.
And Watson is the third guard. Fernandez for 3. Uncovered outside to the disgust of Don Nelson. Rudy Fernandez, who we're told is the Brandon Roy of Spain. He's had a frustrating season, but a big-time triple right there.
Well, it's been the points off turnovers for the Golden State Warriors tonight that has led to this for Portland. 13 turnovers, 22 points off those turnovers for the Portland Trailblazers. A 16-6 run. As I said before, Kevin, you're never out of a game when you play Golden State. You're never safe because they can score. And Golden State has gone very small. Portland has gone to a zone. They've kept their big guys on the floor. So let's see what Don Nelson counters with here.
And Doug, the Blazers in that 8th position in the Western Conference right now. And of course, you know what that means come playoff time.
Yeah, they would be looking at the Los Angeles Lakers, and everybody says, well, the Lakers have really struggled in Portland. I think they had lost like 9 straight, 15 to 17, but that was the regular season. In the playoffs, the Lakers have won 4 of 5 of the Rose Garden, so you do not want the Lakers in the first round. That's why Portland would like to move up.
Curry with 12.
Staying in that zone.
Morrow has come in for Watson. Ricochets out of bounds. Shot clock at 12, big clock at 5:22.
Just a frustrating thing for Don Nelson. Your team played so well for 3 quarters, and you look up and Portland has been struggling. It's only a 3-point game. This is just the ability to finish games.
Curry over Roy for 3. Andre Miller gets the rebound. Number 4. His 11 points and 5 assists tonight for the Blazers. Curry watching Miller. Playing with 5 fouls is Curry. Fernandez teeing up another triple.
Andre Miller backing down in the post. You've got a double team. Fernandez spotting up and knocking down back-to-back threes.
12 for Rudy Fernandez. Maggette right into the defense of Miller. That's an offensive foul.
Boy, the momentum has absolutely shifted so quickly. See, back down. Now watch what happens. Here comes the double team. Nice screen by Aldridge. And Monte Ellis just can't get there on the rotation. And then Corey Maggette just sort of lowers his shoulder here and runs over Andre Miller. Going to go right back to that same play. Andre Miller going to cut it back down into the post against Curry.
Camby volleyballs it back to Curry. Ellis left it inside. It's off of the Golden State Warriors as Portland, Doug, last led in this game 35-34. They were down by 16 to Don Nelson's Warriors moments ago.
See, when you lose a lot of games, it almost becomes sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You get to a point in time and all of a sudden you start, how are we going to find a way to lose this game tonight? Golden State's got to toughen up here.
Roy against Reggie Williams. Fernandez. Long 2. Williams gets the rebound. Golden State this quarter 6 points and 6 turnovers. Curry out of bounds off Roy. Shot clock at 10.
Very active defensively in this fourth quarter. A lot of deflections by Portland. You've seen some steals. Again, 22 points off 15 Golden State turnovers here tonight.
Ellis over Aldridge. Roy with the rebound. Number 7. They should get that ball by midcourt, it seems like, faster, Doug, than before.
Well, he had to that time. It would have been an 8-second violation.
I know that time, yeah. But then, don't you see more speed as Aldridge takes it inside on Maggette, who picks up the foul right there for Golden State, and that's number 5 on him. So Ellis has 5, and Curry's got 5, and Maggette has got 5. But do you notice a little bit more speed toward midcourt?
Well, I mean, I think they've wanted to do that, but tonight it's hurt them in some occasions because they've taken quick shots. And that's one thing Nate McMillan was worried about, is running for layups. And I thought that they got impatient tonight, but they calmed themselves down here, doing a better job here in this fourth quarter.
National TV schedule, NBA TV, tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern Time, Denver at New Orleans. ABC Sunday, Boston at Cleveland, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And ESPN on Monday with a doubleheader at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Detroit, Boston. Lakers, Golden State.
Another offensive rebound, this time by Brandon Roy. So the rebounding now plus 12 for Portland.
Ooh, Maggette took one in the chops from Aldridge.
See, it's not necessary. I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge has to understand that Corey Maggette is giving up about 4 or 5 inches inside. Look how deep he catches this ball. There's no need he has to do that. All he has to do is take his time, and he really has been out of sync all night tonight. LaMarcus Aldridge 3 of 12 from the floor. He has 5 turnovers and 5 fouls. He just never has gotten any kind of rhythm tonight.
Golden State nothing from the field in 4.5 minutes. Morrow with 3 over Aldridge. Camby with the rebound. Number 15.
They've gone to that zone now, force the outside shots, and no driving ability now for Golden State.
Miller into Ellis, and he's gone.
That's the strength of Andre Miller there, Kevin. That's what he likes to do. That's about 3 or 4 fouls he's gotten tonight against Curry and Ellis, just simply by being stronger. Watch him get that body in there. Probably has Ellis by about 20 pounds. And Ellis now has fouled out of the ball game.
And Golden State is down to 8 guys. Down by 1. Under 3 to play in Oakland.
I'm at the doctor getting my shoulder looked at. As we're finishing up, I mention I'm going to the bathroom more often. He checks it out. Good thing. Turns out my urinary symptoms, such as going frequently, trouble going, flow starts and stops, and going often at night, are due to BPH, also called enlarged prostate. He says over time, Avodart has been shown to shrink the prostate, improve urinary symptoms, and reduce the risk of prostate surgery.
Only your healthcare provider can tell if your symptoms are from BPH and not a more serious condition like prostate cancer. Do not donate blood until 6 months after stopping Avodart. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely, sexual side effects, swelling, or tenderness of the breasts can occur. Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to risk of a specific birth defect.
Today's the day to talk to your doctor about your urinary symptoms and find out if Avodart is right for you.
If you're gonna eat $5, shouldn't you get your money's worth? Quizno's large deli subs are only $5, with more meat than similar $5 footlongs at Subway. If you're gonna eat $5, shouldn't you get more meat? More meat.
Dad?
Yeah.
Can you help me earn 2 badges?
Sure. What's the first one?
Thriftiness.
Well, that's easy. Right now, we can offer 2 biscuit sandwiches for only $3. Warm buttermilk biscuits with bacon, egg, and cheese, or sausage, egg, and cheese. That's a lot of food for $3.
Cool.
So what's the second badge?
Dad, it's supposed to be an apple.
It's all fruit, son.
It's so crazy. I was thinking maybe you'd come on by my place. Let me show you how you should be treated. Maybe I'll throw an Afghan on you in a slip cover, make you look real pretty.
Curl up with brand new House of Pain, Wednesday at 10, only on CBS.
Very funny.
Golden State dug had 36 points in that third quarter. They've got 6 through most of this fourth quarter.
Well, Portland has ratcheted up their defense. They've got some deflections. And there's some good refereeing right here, though. Don Nelson was very upset when Monte Ellis fouled out on that last play. And Billy Spooner lets him get his piece in, and then he sort of diffused it with a smile and stuff. This is very good officiating. It's a very good ref, Billy, and you know, understanding the frustration on Don Nelson. He just lost Monte Ellis to fouls. Been leading the entire night, and this game sort of slipping away from him.
Watson has come in for Ellis. Andre Miller at the free throw line for the Portland Trail Blazers. Tonight as a team, 27 of 33. Warriors are 19 of 21. Monte Ellis tonight, 28 minutes. Didn't play the second quarter. 17 points. Hadn't played in 6 games until tonight, Doug.
When you're a skilled player, you just lose that little touch that you have. And we saw that with Monte Ellis tonight. Some of the fouls were just not being in the right spot. And getting 27 second chance points here tonight for Golden State, excuse me, for Portland. They're plus 13 on that backboard now.
Eddie sends a screen, the switch on defense. Williams now guarded by Aldridge. Outside it goes to Curry with a good fake, and when he bites, and the 3 will miss. Miller grabs it, and Golden State nothing from the field. Doug has gone through in over 5 minutes. But when Fernandez hit those 2 threes in a row, Doug, it just took a lot of the air out of the Golden State attack, didn't it?
Yeah,
in this fourth.
Yeah, it did, and you can just see right now Golden State is sort of searching. There was a 3-second violation there on Marcus Aldridge. He was going to set a screen, and I was watching him the whole time, and he never got out of the lane.
Brandon Roy's got 41. He has not scored all that much, only 3 points in this fourth quarter. But you can see a 12-0 run with him doing other things, passing the ball, setting screens, and certainly being a presence. Watson, Camby watches him. Wow.
I mean, had that shot gone in, it's a 1-point game, and we're talking like Portland's got a 10-point lead right now. I mean, it's a 1-possession game. You know, I mean, it's just the Warriors have not been able to find a basket here.
Oh, for their last 6.
It's a big possession right here. They need to get a stop.
And Miller, Aldridge, fouled, counted for 2. LaMarcus Aldridge with 13 points. Andre Miller with his 7th assist, and the foul goes on Corey Maggette. He is the second Warrior to foul out of the game.
Well, eventually the size will wear you down, and I tell you, I like what Nate McMillan did. When Don Nelson went super small, and he had Corey Maggette at the center position, Nate went super big. He brought in Aldridge and Marcus Camby, who were not playing well together, and he went to a zone. And it really has stifled Golden State. They've gotten some good shots. They weren't able to knock them down. But this was a night where Nate has worked so hard, he and his staff, just trying to find a group out there that could finish off this game. He's got Rudy Fernandez out there as a shooter with Andre Miller and Brandon Roy, the 2 big guys. And the zone defense really took the Golden State out of their rhythm.
Because if you try to match them small for small, that's a tough battle to win.
Well, their smalls are better than your smalls, so now you got a problem.
So you stick to your knitting.
You got to stick to your big.
Curry with a 3. And just like that, it's a 3-point game. By the way, Aldridge has had a great fourth quarter with 10 points after getting a total of 4 the first 3 quarters of the game.
Well, he slowed himself down, got inside, and was able to finish a couple shots, got a couple nice passes, an offensive rebound.
Curry with 15. That was the first field goal for Golden State in over 6 minutes. Curry now defends Miller. That's a pickup inside by Reggie Williams. They're still alive with a minute to play. Williams, Tolliver into Fernandez. Morrow into Camby. Williams for the tie. The missed 3, and Camby corrals another rebound. He's got 16.
Well, Golden State still doesn't need to foul. I mean, there's still plenty of time in this game. You're only down 1 possession. Portland's going to take a timeout, and Nate McMillan's going to diagram a play here to try to get a basket to push this lead to a 2-possession game.
How about Curry's 3 right here? He is 6 of 14 shooting tonight for the Warriors. A triple, his 15th point, as he brings his Golden State team to within 3 on TNT.
Think you've seen it all at lunch? It's time to unthink. The new KFC boneless filet is A, a whole new way to eat chicken. B, so meaty and juicy. Or C, a mouth-watering hunk of original recipe you eat with your hands. The answer is yes.
Get a grip on the new KFC boneless filet, our meatiest piece of boneless chicken ever, with a side, biscuit, and drink for just $5. Unthink and taste the unbucket side of KFC.
The CIA has a secret.
People are dying. I want to know why.
Now they have a problem.
I know what you did.
The director of The Bourne Ultimatum and Matt Damon delivered their most explosive mission yet. Green Zone, rated R.
At LensCrafters, now get 50% off lenses, including bifocals, no lines, and prescription sun. And with our 30-day unconditional guarantee, we're sure you'll find the right pair for you. Hurry in before April 3rd, only at LensCrafters.
Let's check in on your keys here, Doug.
Well, we talked about points off turnovers and fast break points. Portland, normally the team that doesn't get points off turnover side, they were plus 14. That's a big key. A couple of those three-pointers that Fernandez hit, plus 13 fast break points for Golden State. You would expect that. The backcourt battle, Brandon Roy's been terrific. 41 points on only and got to the line 17 times. Curry and Ellis, 32 points. Both those guys in foul trouble. And the Blazer bigs finally wore down Golden State inside. Let's see if Portland can hold on and win this game. Still a very winnable game for Golden State if they can get a big crucial stop here.
And you saw Portland had a foul to give, 41.1 to play.
What they like to do is get the ball to Brandon Roy at the top of the circle and just flatten it out and let him play one-on-one. If you help, he'll dish to an open shooter right there, Aldridge on the baseline.
Big offensive rebound.
So that's why you have your bigs out there, because you got to be able to knock that ball loose. And let's see if Golden State plays this out. There's about a 3.2 differential on the clock. Yep. Portland has a foul to give, so if they play this out.
Tim picks it up. Clock at 9.2.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, Don Nelson's going, wait a second.
Why?
If we're going to play this out, then we play it out to the finish. You let them burn 18 seconds off the clock, and then you foul. I mean, that's the worst thing you could possibly do. If you're going to foul early in the clock or play it out. Take a shot clock violation or whatever and try to get a three-point shot. So he said a 3.2 differential. He's talking to Watson there about what's going on, and this is a learning experience for this young guy in these kind of situations.
The shot clock too, and was fouling after point. The shot clock is down to what, about 5-6 seconds or so?
Well, it was 6 because they used 18 seconds. There was a 3.2 differential.
Yeah.
So I mean, all they had to do was just play it out, get a rebound. Now the difference there is, though, there would have been about 3.2 seconds ago. Portland had a foul to give, so they could have thrown the ball and taken a foul and forcing Golden State to take that ball out. So I'm not sure that they wanted to let that time all burn down like they did. But that foul right there sort of seals the deal for Portland unless they make a serious mistake.
Batum just checked in for Aldridge. Timeout, 9.2 to play. Portland's lead is 5. Their biggest lead has been 6 after Golden State led by 16 in the second half. Portland charging back, up by 5.
Half the calories. All the day.
Half the calories.
All the day.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Sting like a bee.
Half the calories, all the G. I know that's right.
Muscles. Oh, what muscles can do. From the jaw-dropping, crowd-pleasing, you have got to be kidding me, muscles, to the sexy, supercharged, super stretchy muscles. Muscles that kiss it goodbye and speak for themselves. Oh, what muscles can do.
So what is that, 3.7?
Doug, we're just talking about where the shot clock was when the foul was committed by C.J. Watson.
Well, you can see the differential on the clock. It looks like about 3.7 differential. So it's at 15 seconds right now. So it looks like they're going to, really play it out, try to get a rebound, and then get the last shot to tie it. And you can see what happens at the 5-second mark. He's going to foul right there. So he let him burn 19 seconds off the clock, and then he steps up and makes the 2 free throws to push it back to 5. And Kevin, that's what happens when you don't play in a lot of close games. Game management late, guys make mistakes.
Blazers a foul to give. Curry with a 3. Picked up by Batum, and that is it. The Portland Trail Blazers have come from 16 down to win by 5 here in Oakland. And they go to 39-28, a season high, 11 games over 500, and their first win in 10 games, going all the way back to November of 2004. Since the All-Star break, the Blazers 13-3, and a road record of 18-15. That's the 4th best in the Western Conference. Portland, Doug, outscores Golden State in that 4th quarter, 27-9.
Well, they finally got some defensive stops. Obviously, Golden State missed some very makeable shots. And I thought when Nate McMillan went with the big lineup and went to zone, when Don Nelson went to that very small lineup with 4 guards and Corey Maggette at the center position, Rudy Fernandez hit a couple huge threes that really swung the momentum.
And Aldridge, who had 4 points in the first 3 quarters, had 10 in that 4th. And so a lot of things came into place. Doug talked about the 41 points of Brandon Roy. Standing by right now with our Craig Sager.
Well, Brandon, Golden State had 28 points the first quarter, 32 in the second, 36 in the third. Then Doug Collins mentioned that your zone defense, putting the tall lineup, changed things around. What were the principles of that zone defense?
Well, the biggest thing was that we kept our paint tight, and having Camby out there playing a 5, he's able to switch out on guards. So that was a big difference, I think, in that 4th quarter. We started to keep our paint tight, forced them to shoot long jumpers, and we just try to contest them and rebound.
You've had a great young career so far, named the All-Star team the last 3 years, but this is the first time you've ever won in this building. Why has it always been so hard for you guys to win against the Golden State Warriors here?
I mean, you can see why. They play fast here. In the past years, they've had Baron Davis and Steven Jackson, and they score a lot of points. And tonight, we were able to get Monte Ellis off the court, which I think helped us a lot in that 4th quarter. So they play fast. Usually, we get a little rattled, but tonight, I thought we did a good job of coming back and stand calm out there.
It's the time of year we start looking at the standings, look at the positioning in the playoffs. You guys, number 8, that means you'd have to play the Lakers. I know you've had success up there against them, but how much you guys want to move up?
Oh, we want to move up. That's our goal right now. We're not looking behind us. Our biggest thing is to see how high we can get in the standings. I think we're only 2.5 games out of 5th place. So our biggest thing is to try to win as many games as possible and just try to continue to move up in the standings.
Well, congratulations, 41 points tonight, the 3rd highest of your career, the 52, 42, 41, all on TNT.
Yeah, man, you guys should do all our games.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Back to you, Kevin.
And Golden State goes winless still for the month of March. They've lost 18 of their last 22 games and 20 of their last 25. They got 24 points tonight from Maggette, who fouled out. Ellis put in 17. Curry put in 15. Well, fun game to watch, Doug, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and it sort of typified Golden State's season. Hung around, and just not enough to finish.
All right, we'll see you down the road. We got a Golden State loss, and the Portland Trail Blazers, the 8th team in the Western Conference, come up with a nice win on the road tonight here in Oakland, California for the first time since 2004. For Doug Collins and Craig Sager, this is Kevin Harlan saying good night from the Bay Area. Right now it's Inside the NBA with Ernie Johnson in Atlanta.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin Harlan. A 17-3